Okairi Waki Akitachi. Welcome in, you guys. Welcome in, welcome in. Hello, Shiroi. Hello, Lo-Fi. Hello, Toast. Hello, Bernie. And hello, Joseph. Welcome, guys. How's it going? It's going good for me. How are y'all doing? Hello, Thomas. I hope you guys have been doing well so far. I genuinely do. It's going good for me. I had something yummy to eat. I am ready for stream, ready to experience the Vector storyline. And jump in. So from what I understand, this is supposed to be Squad 4042. Like, Vector is the leader of Squad 4042. Like, they have multiple Squad 404s. I get why Squad 404 is such a big deal, because there's so many of them. And they're all over the place. So I understand. Honestly, I won't lie, I've been considering pulling for Vector because of her cute personality. What the heck is this? I don't remember that. But I've been playing my my Girls Frontline 2 daily, so I think I literally have her skin. Unless, let's see. I think I have to win 2 times in a supply mission before I can actually do it. But yes, I've been... Victor's skin is wholesome too. Don't we get one for free? No. I thought there was a free skin for her. Or... no. I guess we don't get a free one for her. I thought she did come with a free skin. Well, that's a shame. The Vector skin is a glory shop? What's the glory shop? Alongside the best blade skin? A stick and a banana. Glory shop. Which one's the glory shop? Oh, here, wait. Trading post. Glory store. I don't see it anywhere. Oh, outfit Molotov bunny. How do you get glory? Hello, Mateus. Welcome. How do you get glory? I don't understand. Achievements in game. Oh, so I have a reason to finally claim all my achievements. I guess I have to finally claim all of them. I won't lie, I want to give Vector a try to see if I'll even like her to begin with. Because I've certainly been... oh, shoot. Whoa, wait, Meshti is here. So, your previous achievements don't count? You have to redo the previous things, like critting 100 times. Wait. What do you mean my previous achievements don't count? Did they reset achievements? I don't understand. Ooh. What in the world is this? How much would you simp over Vector? It depends. She's a cutie. For sure. Hello, Harim. And you can even add cat ears. Do you want Miss Vector foot? No, I'm good. I don't need feet. Feet are not my thing. Get him! So how good is Vector anyways? I love just how much he kaboom booms. Wow, Wowee. It's okay to come clean. You beat addiction by admitting it. Hello, Snake. Welcome. Thank you for being a member for nearly a year now. That's freaking awesome. Thank you. Thank you. I greatly appreciate it. Wait, this skin is $10? That's it? You only have to pay $10 for a fully customizable skin? You can buy parts too? So you're not required to buy the full thing? Huh. Vector is an enabler for burn teams. Okay. Nice of GFL to offer customizable outfits, and on top of that, you can get the whole thing, or you... Wow, okay. KOB, wow. But yes, Snake, thank you for being a member for nearly a whole year now. I greatly appreciate it. It's been so long. I hope you really enjoyed being part of my anime and having access to all of the wonderful emotes that we have. So thank you once more. You can customize Clucky too. Wait, did she get her customizations? I can't. Did she already get them? I thought they hadn't added them yet. Shoot, we're supposed to be doing the story, and I'm taking a moment to kind of enjoy. Get them! In the future? Yeah, you can't get them right now. So... You kind of have to wait before you can get them. Oh. Ow. I'm excited for you to meet even more gun girls. I'm excited to meet the rest of the gun girls too. There's a lot there. I wonder if the bot tells me how long I've been subscribed. Well, it's not exactly a bot. It's like if you do a super chat message, it'll show you how long you've been... Oh wait, not subscribed. How long you've been a member, but I don't think there's something that'll show you how long you've been subscribed. Here we go. Let's check out the silent outfit. Also, this is what I mean. Wait, you know what? Never mind. Just I'm not gonna finish that one. Let's see. What else do I have? I wanted to finally check out the new skin for Colfine. It's so cute on her. Like, from her training outfit to this one? Oh, it's so adorable. I love it. Hello, Kronos. Let's check her out in the dormitory, guys. Where is she? Colgate! Colgate! There she is. Hello, Ranch. Aww. She looks so cute. I don't know why they removed the coat. That's unfortunate. I wish that they kept the coat for her. Jesus. Oh my god. Anyways, but yes, Girl's Foot 2 is a gacha. A I'm just saying, guys, that was... Oh! Jesus! There was some, they definitely had to spend some time with that one. Whew! Okay, let me purchase these and we can do a 10 pull. You know, I'm kind of vibing with Vector right now. I'm kind of vibing with Vector. Oh, Nagant. I didn't have that gun. She got cake. Think of it like this. You have Yuhi. Is Yuhi a fire person? Does Yuhi need Vector to kind of be better? Because I have Changzhou and yeah. I have Changzhou, so it's a hard choice indeed. With Changzhou in mind, Yuhi is physical. She's physical support. That's a hard choice then. Cause yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, I have 80,000 collapse pieces, so it's not like pulling for her is a bad thing. But Changzhou and Vector would probably do really well together. That's a hard choice, guys. That's a real hard choice. I thinking, says the blind man. You know, we'll do a 10 pull. Mama Springfield? If she ever ends up coming. Here, we'll put on the cat ears to see if she comes home. I have a couple up for a doll. So you already have Sabrina and Tololo for water? I don't actually know what Springfield was or is in terms of type. I have never gotten that gun before. It's a 3-star. Okay, she does not want to come home. She doesn't like me, guys. Oh, cat ears. Cat ears indeed. These are supposed to increase my luck. Nothing. Hello, Toaster. Welcome, welcome. Springfield is a sub-DPS water. Oh my gosh. Come on, I want the burning girl. Hopefully this is her. Nya nya. Nya 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 nya. Nya 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 nya. I rolled Sabrina 8 times. You can get over it. It's gonna come early this time, trust. That's the thing. Vector's crazy is kind of cute, so it's tough for me. And And again, it's not like I'm starving for collapse pieces, so it's still tempting to do. That's wow, a core 5 Sabrina. I know, right? Dude, I've gotten so many Sabrinas. It's freaking, it's depressing. Well, either way. Let's see. Let's see what happens if I do a couple more pulls for her. Dude. I'm losing my mind. Oh! She came home a little earlier for me, at least. Nya. Honestly, I burned all my luck on that triple Changzhou pull. I have 4K crystals left? Jesus, Bernie. She's so cute. Yeah, she's so cute. I'm glad I went for her. Just the way she was like, Shiki-kun. Oh, shoot. I have a lot of stuff that I can get here, too. Let's see. Collapse piece, collapse piece, collapse piece, collapse piece, collapse piece, collapse piece. I don't know what I don't have. Model arm, collapse piece, collapse piece, collapse piece, collapse piece, collapse piece. Beautiful. You should also remember to grab the new core for Machito. Probably. So wait, oh. Journey milestone is separate from, Journey milestone is separate from, Journey witness. Okay, guys. I've been playing this game for a couple months and never claimed all of these, so let's see what happens when I claim all. 2,390 collapse pieces were hanging out there. Jesus. They were just sitting there the entire time. Okay. A good 20-ish pulls there. Yeah, I know, right? Oh my god, I still can't buy her Molotov buddy? I want to take a look at it. I worked very hard to get her, okay? Vivi hides her Molotovs. She's so adorable. Wait, if you buy parts, right? Here's the problem. If you buy pieces of her skin, I don't get it. If you buy pieces and you only buy lower wear, does she still keep her top wear? You play in PC? Yes, this game is really good motor. Hot girl. Literally, she's on fire. Interesting. So you can legitimately just buy like tiny pieces of her skin if you truly wanted to. So in reality, you can just choose to keep her jacket top and buy a lower, or keep her lower bottoms and buy some random top. They really do let you kind of customize this game pretty effectively, might I say. I've been pulling too much, guys. I have so many new girls. To the point where I don't have the resources to level them all up. Well, at least I got her to 60. And I don't have enough for that. Okay, what gun do you use? Papasha? Oh, she's an SMG. Oh, that's so good. An SMG is... I needed another SMG. MPH. Increases damage by 1%. Targeted damage dealt by... You can't equip the accessories if you don't own the costume. Oh, that makes sense. Targeted damage dealt by City Warden is increased after the unit or an ally. That's not good. Damage dealt to large targets when applying a buff. Genuinely, there's no other SMGs here? PPSH, ignore defense. Is that going to be the best one for her? Yeah, it's looking like that's the best one for her. She's so cute, guys. She looks at me like she's disappointed. Frickin' reminds me of home. Like, oh, it makes me so happy on the inside. You can get Cyborg in the Platoon store. I have Cyborg. Toasted. But I'm using Cyborg on she's disappointed in herself? Oh. I'm using Cyborg on Papasha, so... I think PPSH is probably the best for her right now. Really? Confectane index? That's not disappointment, that's depression? Papasha's good as a... Oh. Well, I thought she was just crazy, not sad. Oh, the art for Molotov Bunny. She's all blushing and... Oh. She's so cute. Oh. She's just drawing a fire. No problem. But good too for her? I haven't had the time to check too. Do you stream tomorrow? Yes. It's Dragon Ball tomorrow. God, she's adorable. What's she reading? Okay, let's see. Oh, this is some lonely behavior here. Trying to make it look like I'm looking over her shoulder at what she's reading. Dude, this is... I'll have a cringe surprise? Oh, God. She's so cute. Oh, that's perfect. Right there. This is my new dormitory view. I love her. Ecstatic for me to meet the rest of 404. Okay, let's swap over to my other one. Wait, where is my other one? Oh, plan 2. Oh. Plan 2. She's so cute. She's good by Nova Ginger, who is cuter. Ooh. Have I seen her skin name? Which one? Molotov Bunny or Vivi hides her true feelings? Or is it sometimes, or is it Vivi hides? You can keep the default outfit with cat ears? That sounds nice and all. But it also costs money for a skin. Vivi sometimes hides her Molotovs. That's what it was. Not Vivi hides her feelings. Oops. Hello, Panzer. Welcome. Excuse me, guys. Look at all these cores that I needed. You know, the fact that they give you so many cores during events is just so nice. I desperately needed some cores. I love that you didn't catch the compliment. Either that or minus 70 Riz debuff. Get this. Chips. The glory store does offer stick. Finally, I can woman fight with stick. Never enough cores. Now we always need more cores. Let's see. SMG. I want to run some SMG fire so I can. I believe that is what Miss Escape from Cyborg likes. Let's double check for her. Vector. Wait, Vector is a top tier character? Huh. That's nice for me. I didn't realize Vector was a top tier core support. She's a core of fire team. Let's see. Yeah, she likes fire boost and attack percent. Okay. With my me click, I think I have enough cores to last a whole year. Let's see. Let's take Bernie's Clucky. And then I've been actually running the Corrosion Squad because I've had the Corrosion Squad prepped. So I've actually been in a really good spot ever since I started summoning. Or pulling. Alright, Darcher. Stop acting like you're actually cool. Let's get this over with. Vector is support for fire, Springfield is top for water, and Doris is electro. Drive by! Vroom vroom! Ow. Vroom vroom! There's also the new camera angle when you auto. It's over the shoulder now. Okay, that should be pretty easy and straightforward right there. Here, I'm gonna let that run on auto while I set something up. I actually wasn't sure if I would summon for her. But she's just so adorable. Even if she is insane and on fire. Yes, perfect. Okay. I had to add a little something in the event for said skin. Here we go. Let's add this and let's go here and let's go here. Let's see. Easy peasy. Okay. Screenshots. But yes, okay, now I understand how to build her, and now I understand how cute she is. Okay. I just have to wonder how adorable the rest of 404 actually is. Well, I don't really have to wonder. We got to see her, see some of their adorableness recently. So that was actually pretty nice for them. Bernie's Clucky is what allows us to reach high damage. For context, my Clucky is currently set up for boss fights, so her damage range is shorter than what you are used to. So that's why she couldn't hit us far. You meant the A team? Yeah, this is the B team. This is the non overpower. Oh shoot! This is what you meant by raised doll. It'll show you the best pathway to get the stuff that you need for them. Okay. I've never changed off of Ksenia. I should. Thank you for the sub. Seamless hacker. I really hope Sentoreshi comes back soon. Oh, macchiatos. Oh, her covenant is so cute. Where's Sabrina's? There's also a button when you start a map enabling you to dictate which of the dolls goes first when you auto. Oh my gosh, I've been sitting here looking at the adorableness of these girls rather than doing the story. I gotta move on to the story soon. But I just can't help it. They're so cute. Look at that. Look at that smile. It's so adorable. If you know video games, you're gonna have fun with this event. Let's see, what title do I want to put on? Small savings, beautiful. You get those custom icons when you marry them. Yeah, it also costs $5 to marry one of them. 5 doll hairs. Ah, we have so many cute girls. You can proudly display our platoon clan. I mean, I'm actually surprised by how well the Hayami has done recently. What did I? Oh, right. I need to go to storeroom and oh my gosh, I forgot about these. But yes, I need to go to this and disassemble a ton of these thingies. Oh yeah, there's a new curio shop. What curio shop? Oh shoot, no. I only want to get rid of improved military grade or below. I need to eventually go through and just disassemble all of those. Disassemble a ton of these. Precise grade? Because I'm running out of space, y'all. And I don't know how to sort. Guys, is there a quick way to sort by just terrible attributes that you don't need? So you can just disassemble them? Is there a way to sort by stuff you just don't need? And so you can quick select? Or do you have to go through each and every single individual one, read what they have? Just so... Yep, just HP defense, HP def, stuff like that. Let's see. You have to lock... You can have lock list for attribute combinations? Okay. How do you do a lock list? I feel this so much in HSR. Or pick attachments, sets you don't use, like phase resonance and stuff like that. I mean, I use phase resonance actually. I don't think I'll ever need ally support. Just back out one page. Okay, let's see. Go back. Lock plan. Okay. Oh. Include any of the oh, that's so good. Okay, wait, so search, lock on. Oh, that is so useful. As long as it includes 2 of the any following attributes, it locked all of those. So everything else is useless. What the? Why is there just a picture of coffee beans? Just a random picture of coffee beans. Whoa. Whoa. Okay. I actually never got this bug. Dude, I am the chosen one. I am the chosen coffee beans woman. It all makes sense now. So I never knew you could do this. This is so nice. This like makes this entire game 1,000 times easier to go through and take care of all my stuff. Yeah, that's right. Take that HSR. Take that Hoyo. Learn about how to take care of your account management. Emergency repair. Okay, this is the hard one, right? So when it comes to emergency repair, double strategy and stuff, do you also want that? When the game has actual game designers, when the enemy's not near, increases target damage. Yeah, I would say double strategy. You'll probably never use double strategy, honestly. And ally support and emergency repair are only good for occasional individuals. I cannot see the usage of other stuff. Eventually you might want to butt that up to only lock 3. Bump that up to only lock if they have all 3. Yeah, probably. But for now, I think... Let's see. Attack boost, crit rate. Maybe health boost? When it comes to emergency repair? Yeah, we'll run health boost too with that one. And then ally support is a bit different. I think this one's health boost and defense boost instead of attack and crit rate and all that fun stuff. Okay, so now we have a bunch of auto-locked ones. Now I can disassemble a ton of precise grades that I don't need. Wow, that was a lot of disassembly. There's filters and stuff, but it was implemented so late that I have 1900. I have to check one by one out of 2000. That's horrible. That's horrible. How do you remove some of these purple Dinkmeisters? I guess I legitimately have to go to their individual gun and remove it. Here's Sharkry. You can have this for now. Just take the precise grades that are locked. Whoa! That was health and defense! That shouldn't have been locked! Oh, it probably wasn't locked. I just... Yeah, it was not locked. Fridge! I'm so dumb! I never finished removing all these individual pieces. For the vast majority of dolls, Phase Strike will be the go-to. Phase Strike? Really? Color me surprised. Let's finally remove some of these that we don't need no more. There we go. Okay. Some more disassemblement. And then we can finally get on with Vivi hides her Molotovs. Sorry guys, we're a little behind on the story, but I promise we're gonna get started here soon. I don't know who told you that, but they're lying. What? There we go, some more disassemblies. Jesus. I mean, I would say Phase Strike is a very good one to go to if you don't know the build for the doll. Personally, that's just me though. Okay, for those of you that are watching the VOD, I apologize, that took a bit. I can't say preemptively to skip forward by 40 minutes, but I can at least add something to... Oh my gosh. Yo, I have like a bunch of collapse crystals right here that I can... I'm just hoarding my collapse crystal claiming everywhere, aren't I? Oh my gosh, I've got another 480 that I could claim. Bam. I've almost recovered all of my collapse crystals that I used on Vector. From my own point of view, for most players, Ultimate Pursuit and Phase Strike only use other boosts if you really want to maximize potential. Like, can I just add something really quickly? Girls Frontline 2 is very generous with the number of collapse crystals and targeted access permits you get. I have only been playing this game for 6 months now, and I have enough to pull basically everything that I would probably want. Especially if I only go for one copy. So, like, this game is super generous. I hardly ever have to really spend much time getting more premium currency in this game. And, you know, I've missed premium currency a couple of times too. So I haven't been like on top of things. I do my dailies, but sometimes I forget to do things like the bounties. I forgot to do these a couple of times. So I've missed like 150 or 120. So it's a very generous game. All right, guys. So finally, we're moving on to the story. I heard this isn't voice acted. Everything has been overturned. The cycle is set to repeat. Offer a piece of your soul, and you shall be a player on the chaotic, absurd stage. Okay. We offering our soul today, boys. 4 Vector, 2 Vector. Nikkei used to be like that too until you cleared all story or other limited gems you can get. Jesus. Just how large of an area she covers. Oh, I love that animation for her. She's so... I love her! She is one of my more... She is one of my more happy, what's it called? Investments for sure. After 404 Combat Team A's arrival at the Elmo, word about the loosening of the agreement naturally reaches members of Combat Team B. With Clucky's permission, 404 Combat Team B, being led by Vector, also successfully rendezvoused with the Elmo. And just like that, Hyde 404, while still operating as an independent entity, will utilize the Elmo as a long-term base. Having just completed some combat simulation training, the members of Combat Team B return to the terminal. The progress bar on the monitor is at 100%, and dense rows of data and statistical charts start scrolling down. Vector stares at the final combat evaluation score with a slight frown. Who is that cutie? Well, Rod. You don't look very happy, despite the decent score. Candidness is the key to effective communication among teammates. So tell me, why are you dissatisfied with the score? It's not about the score. Well, Rod, you didn't follow the operation plan we agreed upon beforehand. Good old British silence pistol, Will Rod. Wait, she's British! A good plan should be flexible enough to withstand change. As the mastermind behind the plan, I'm well aware of this, but since you find it necessary, I don't mind doing a full debrief and review. The original plan was to immobilize the enemies with a stun grenade after breaking through the door. Ruchi and I would then lay down suppressive fire from the front, while you and Hopsy would circle around the rescue and hostages. Yes, that's about right. You're correct, and you did your part. I could actually you here, but I won't. But your unexpected action affected the whole situation. Wolrod raises an eyebrow in acknowledgement. Indeed, I decided to deviate from the plan to eliminate a certain unit. I don't know why there was a chandelier in the lab, but I bet the interior designer who put it there would be glad to know that the fancy light fixture was the key to our victory. If there were designers on level 2, that is. Has it occurred to you that actively altering the environment could put us at a disadvantage? I think you should make it clear what exactly you're getting at to avoid any misunderstanding. In other words, scattering glass everywhere isn't exactly conducive to our subsequent actions or withdrawals. Shards of broken glass do no damage to dull frames. Yes, but they do harm the hostages. Pardon? Wolrod is confused for a moment. We have no medical dolls on our team. If a hostage gets injured and infected or under such circumstances, we wouldn't have been able to fully complete our You seem to have overlooked a very important detail. Our hostages were simulated. You're right, but when we're in the real world, our standpoints would be completely reversed. If we don't consider the hostages, we would be the ones who would end up in the recycling plant. I suppose the pain wouldn't last long. No matter how many points we score on level 2, we would just be T-dolls whose lives are ruined by video games. To be fair, that would be quite fitting for me. Also, you should really notify us before making such a drastic move. If you look at the replay, Ruchi clearly wasn't aware of your intentions, and so she couldn't coordinate with you despite being right next to you. Even if we suck, we should all suck together. The battlefield is ever-changing. Opportunities wait for no one. Surely you know that as well. You can't deny the fact that by dropping the chandelier on the enemies, I greatly reduced the threat they posed as the time it took to mount the rescue, thus increasing the hostages' chance of survival. Even in the real world, loitering on the scene would be more dangerous for the hostages than getting cut by shards of glass. But if the chandelier had been rigged with a bomb or grenade, things would have turned out different. So, what do you want me to do? Apologize for something that didn't happen, but could have happened in your pathetic, delusional paranoia? Focus on the results, Vector, like a normal doll would. Sensing the tension in the air, Harpsy wrings her hands nervously. Ruchi looks back and forth between her teammates and is about to say something. Knock, knock. A knock on the glass interrupts the confrontation. The dolls all look towards the sound. Shiki-kan? The door slides open with a soft whoosh. I retract my gaze from the screen in the training room and direct my attention to Victor, who has jogged up to me. What is it, Shiki-kan? Are you here to supervise our training? No, I came to talk to you. So, isn't the score a bit low for you guys? Following my gaze, Vector glances at the data shown on the screen through glass. Yeah, I didn't handle the problem very well. We have very different habits and ways of thinking. The adjustment process is proving a little challenging. I don't know if you noticed, but rather than adjusting to each other, that sounded more like a full-blown argument to me. You heard it all then? Just a part of it, but things were getting pretty heated. The way I see it, you don't work well as a team, but maybe things may go more smoothly if you communicate in some other way? Kukai said as much. She told me to find an effective way of communicating with my teammates, but arguing is also a way of communication. No? It may be a bit harsh, but through an argument we can efficiently state our own needs and deepen our understanding of each other. Besides, Welrod's cutting remarks also serve as a regular reminder that this position of leadership just fell out of the sky for me, and that I have yet to prove myself worthy of it. Welrod, the change in the way she speaks was a bit dramatic, but I'm sure she didn't mean it to be that way. I do wonder what she has gone through. Her tongue is much sharper than it used to be. It still beats my constant self-pity. At least, she worked on becoming more persuasive. You see, on top of reaching an understanding, you also need to reach a consensus. You must also get Welrod to trust your concern and judgment if you value cooperation. But right now, both you and Welrod are still standing your ground and trying to force each other to accept your respective views. I hesitate as I gaze at Vector, who is now deep in thought. Vector was appointed as the leader of 404 Combat Team B by Clucky. It's clear to me that the biggest challenge that stands in her way of being a good team leader has nothing to do with her combat performance or battlefield awareness. The problem is with her personality and style. She fully acknowledges the problem, but that's all she does. She acknowledges it, and seems perfectly content to resign herself to it. I suppose deep down, even Vector herself doesn't believe that she's up to the task. Clucky may give her some pointers, but she isn't really the type to give any encouragement. Sorry, that might have been a bit harsh. Since you're the team leader, I'm sure you have your own way of managing your team. Right, back to the subject. Have you seen the message that Clucky sent you? Vector pulls out her communicator immediately. There's an unread message. Mekti's training plan? What? I will be out on a mission with Clucky. And Doris and Pelka are also coming with us. Mekti's frame is still under calibration, so we'll leave her behind on the Elmo for now. However, Clucky has put together a training program for Mekti because she's worried that Mekti is going to sleep the whole time we're away and completely neglect her essential data calibration. She said you never replied to her message that she sent you, but she's busy preparing for the mission, so I came to follow up on that for her. You want me to supervise Mekti's training? That's right. I believe Clucky would like Combat Team B to bring her along for your training as well. Don't go easy on her. Not even a 4v1 or a relay fight. 4v1 would be a bit too... I've included all the things to note and precautions to take. In any case, just make sure her head isn't always attached to her pillow. Fine. I hope Mekti won't find the fight against me too underwhelming. Vector's pessimism is a bit of a headache, but since I'm set to depart, I'll leave it till after I come back. Basically, Clucky wants you to take over as Mekti's leader while she's away. So don't hold back and be as strict as you want with her, Vector. I'll do my best, but only if I can wake Mekti and get her to tender training. After returning to the training room, Vector informs her teammates of the arrangement made by Shiki-kan and Clucky. Oh, looks like our great team leader has switched careers and become a nanny. Vector ignores Welrod, who's still hung up on the argument they were having. Let's call it a day. Submit your reports before 6. I'll read through them after I finish supervising Mekti's combat simulation for today. Oh. Oh. Hello. What? What? Would you like to call me Ne-chan? She's so... Oh, my heart just skipped a beat there. Hello, Max. It's a mix of Mon 3 skins. Vector's very self-depreciating. Yeah, I noticed. Deprecating. Yes, I noticed that. Glow up, literally her mod 3. TMP, my girl daughter. TMP Donnaru. She was yabai on the first game. What do you mean by yabai on the first game? She's so cute! Perhaps she speaks a bit timidly from her corner. What is it? Actually, may I supervise Mekti's training? You're actually volunteering for a mission, Harpsy? No, I was just going to supervise Mekti's training to begin with. As a favor for dear. Why? Because the EW tactical module she's using to debug her data was specifically developed by Dear at Cookie's request. I also participated in the development of the module. Since Dear has disembarked and returned to the safe zone, he asked me to monitor the operation of the module. An advanced tactical module? Sounds pretty interesting. Not really. It's all rather boring. You know, since I'm supposed to be doing it, please let me. I understand. However, since Lucky has assigned this mission to me, I must be present. Harpsy, you're staying with me. Harpsy's face freezes a little comically as she struggles to respond. Okay, guys, she's like a #1 summon for me whenever she comes. She needs to come to GFL2 immediately. Today, tomorrow, I don't care. She needs to come immediately. I won't lie. I really like 404B. Well-Rod's cute British lady, freaking daughter / younger sister. I already pulled for Vector, and I need to know more about Ruchi, but she also looks cute. Oh, okay. Guys, should I go full, like, freaking, like, disgusting British accent instead of the elegant one I'm giving? Well, I just go, oh, I'm staying too. Huh? Why are you staying, Well-Rod? I would love to see myself for the kind of advanced training Team A undergoes. Problem? No. If Well-Rod is also here, then it's all over. In that case, Vivi would count me in as well. I'm pretty sure you have better things to do. I want to spend more time with you, Vivi. Please. Well-Rod is a British chuny. Staring in Ruchi's eye, expectant Vector lets out a sigh. Suit yourself. Just make sure you submit your reports before 6. In the first game, Harpsy TMP has a glitch where if you set her to be on your main screen, sometimes you got a glitch where she repeatedly calling your name until it fill up the screen. Okay, like 404B is so uniquely colored and designed. I love how different each of them look. I love 404B already. Mekti feels a light shove on her arm. Her auditory module, which has been inactive while in sleep mode, activates instantly. Wake up. That doesn't sound like Clucky. The shove also felt a lot less violent than usual. In that case, I'll just... If you don't get up this instant, I'll confiscate all the manga on the floor. You hear? No, that's not a print collectible of Dolik's family's. I'm a manga artist. It's super expensive! Mekti performs a spectacular kip up from the beanbag sofa. She relaxes visibly once she sees who it is. Oh, it's you, Vector. I invite you to appraise this beanbag sofa together with me. spent a fortune on it. It's much comfier than the couch in the lounge. You see, the moment you lie down... As much as I want to join you, this isn't the time. Mekti is utterly deaf to what Vector is saying, as if she's flipped a switch. I really didn't want it to come to this, but according to a guide that Clucky has left behind, this would be the most effective thing to do. With a helpless sigh, Vector grabs Mekti by the arms, lifts her up, and shakes her back and forth with gate force. Hold on, something is coming loose at this rate. Alright, I'm getting up. What the heck, you're starting to act more and more like Clucky. What happened? Aren't you both supposed to be best friends at the Beanbag Club? You have 7 hours to complete today's combat simulation training. If you don't complete in that time, Clucky will be notified that your training's behind schedule. It's fine, Clucky isn't even here. I'm sure even the training conference will be postponed. Hang on. You know about my training program. Clucky asked the commander to task me with supervising your training before she left. Even though I don't really think someone like me is in any position to supervise others. Oh, come on, she actually recruited a snitch. She even kicked up a big fuss and got the Shikikan involved. Wait, don't tell me. She's also given you the switch that determines my fate. What switch? Oh, nothing. Come now, Vector. Don't take everything so seriously. Remember the first tenet of our Beanbag Club? Never do anything now that can be put off until the last minute. 7 hours is a really long time, you see. Excuse me. I don't remember joining any club. Get up. Clucky didn't mention it in her last message, but I'm guessing I will be held responsible if you don't complete your training in time. Seeing that she can't weasel her way out of this, Meg slides off her beanbag sofa reluctantly. Trying to guilt... Excuse me. Guilt trip me now. Dang it. Clucky's becoming more and more like Leva. Oh, Mekti! Morning! Oh my gosh, I'm dying. Let me get some water. Okay, let's go for the I'm so sorry, you guys. It feels like there's like a... It feels like there is a piece of dust specifically in my throat. Just like the tiniest speck of dust right there. Okay, I feel like I got it. Isn't it almost afternoon? You guys on Team A sure are laid back. Megdi looks around the training room wordlessly and turns to Vector. So, just how little does Clucky trust me to have arranged such an over-the-top surveillance scheme for me? Maybe the two of us are the ones she doesn't trust. Whatever. Harpsy, make the preparations. That might be allergies, I get that a lot. Oh, jeez. Okay. Harpsy links Mekti to the control module. She hesitates for a moment after entering level 2, but then proceeds to activate the module. Turn on the monitoring device and project her level 2 onto the screen. Do we need to get be that thorough? I believe by supervising, Clucky meant watching her every single move like a hawk. What's the matter with you today, Harpsy? Why do you seem so tense? Do I? Look, Vivi, the image on the screen looks a bit strange. Prompted by Ruchi's exclamation, Vector looks towards the screen. It is not showing the scene of a combat simulation. In the center of the black screen, an hourglass icon keeps rotating and lines of text start emerging. Constructing world framework, formulating achievable objectives, showing tiny seeds of malice, a happy ending. What is this? Just then a new image appears on the screen. The city, from a bird's eye view, is deserted. It appears desolate and dilapidated. The image lurches, then starts diving downward. A black spot on the ground grows ever larger as the camera dives. New text appears on the screen again. The once prosperous and beautiful city fell into decline under the ravages of invaders. As a guardian, it is your unavoidable duty to eliminate them. Young one, go and create a legend. The subtitles disappear as the camera approaches the ground. It gradually becomes clear that the black spot is, in fact, a doll armed with a gun. She's facing hordes of enemies that are ready to attack. Oh, that's Mekti! Hello, Noah. Welcome, welcome. Oh my gosh, we're in a video game? Yeah, it's not bad to gamify training. So that's what you meant by this is very good if you like video games. Well done, Heartsy. Mekti, what's going on? Uh-oh, it's starting again. Let's talk after the game. Leave it to Mekti to cheat and mix gaming and training. That's not cheating. That's just Mekti eating. Oh, my poor throat. After making quick work of the enemies, Mekti holds up a big... Oh, shoot! Oops. We gotta go back for a moment. Okay. That was too fast, too furious. Here, we'll go ahead and clear that again. And then I can go back and read that last outro part. Mekti, the cutest gaming nerd. Pop him like pustules. I mean, to be fair, Clucky kind of just wipes them. So, after making quick work of the enemies, Mekti holds up a big V sign. At the same time, the words "level up" pop over her head. Harpsy, get on her comms. Right. On the screen, Mekti jumps as she is startled by something. Then she turns around and leans closer. Wow. So monitoring devices look like a flying camera on level 2. It's even equipped with comms. Disguised as familiar that follows a girl around. Distasteful yet classic trope. Oh. Distasteful yet classic trope. Looks like you've been reading the manga I gave you, Harpsy. So I'm guessing I'll have to enter the contract soon enough, eh? Harpsy? Well, What's this all about? Under vectors and passive gaze, Harpsy finally stops wringing her hands and starts fiddling with the edge of her coat instead. It's a plugin that introduces video game mechanics into combat simulations. The plot is generated by advanced AI. It makes for training to be fun and interesting. I don't think you'll find anything fun and interesting once Clucky finds out about this. I know you've been spending a lot of time on forums for game devs lately, but this mod wasn't your idea, was it? It's my idea. I asked Harpsy to warp this up. Don't you find training these days to be really dull? I just can't get fired up. But Is it a really good idea to turn combat simulations into games? I've actually done my research, you know. The concept of gamification has been introduced to many jobs and business activities these days. Experimental results show that it significantly improves employees' enthusiasm and productivity. For the sake of workforce training and efficiency, I don't mind volunteering as the lab rat to test this out. Hello, Irma. AI generated games of 2074. It's Jover. Final Fantasy Quest Chico. Where's your proposal? Huh? Your investigation report and analysis. It's one thing that you didn't tell me, but you actually put it into practice before clearing it with Clucky. Well, if I told that tyrant right from the start, my ingenious plan would have been nipped in the bud. But training shouldn't be a game. Vi and I have played video games about warfare before, but it really cannot be applied to training. Since it's for training, I'm sure Halpsey has considered the issue of applicability. To lump her in with a certain dork on Team A who only ever thinks about slacking and playing is doing her disservice. Hey, I can still hear you. I'm not questioning Harpy's ability, or Harpsy's ability, or Mekti's. The issue here is that you shouldn't have kept us in the dark about this. Anything can happen in such an unstable operating environment. You are indeed very perceptive of potential dangers in certain situations, but don't forget this. Don't forget, this is just a game plugin. Those don't take any damage in virtual space. Why don't you give your worst case scenario algorithm a break? Alright. Wellrod and Vector probably don't like each other that much, but Wellrod probably has the biggest crush. Now kiss. Harpsy gradually regains her composure. She peers at Vector willfully. Wellrod's face appears calm, but her eyes still flicker with emotion. You see, on top of reaching an understanding, you also need to reach a consensus. You must also get Wellrod to trust your concern and judgment if you value cooperation. But right now, both you and Wellrod are still standing your ground and trying to force each other to accept your respective views. Have you seen the old Wellrod? Wellerdell. She was a tomboyish girl? No, I have not. To reach a consensus, maybe I should yield a little? Come to think of it, let's not argue. I'll tell Clucky about this later. She'll probably tell me off, but no biggie. If I don't start playing training, I'll get a demerit for falling behind schedule. In the end, Vector lets out a soft sigh. Fine. Carry on with your training. I doubt we'll be able to contact Clucky or the Shikikon anytime soon. Alright. But I'm also taking part. Evie? Huh? Well, I don't mind. You gave me such an earful, but you just want to play as well. No, I'm worried about you running into problems that you can't solve. Also, if I don't experience it myself, I won't be able to report to Clucky on its implementation. Oh, how very serious and responsible of you. Harpsy, log me in too. Okay. I'll change it to two-player mode. Yo, I need her. I need Harpsy in my life. Technically, the entire Girls Frontline plot is just a MGS fanfic by Yuzong. Well, can he fanfic Harpsy into the game already? We have a Harpsy profile picture. The evergreen weeds and cracked soil beneath Vector's feet stretch all the way to the high walls surrounding the city in the distance. Using the watch-like operating device fixed on her wrist, Vector opens the area map. On the map, the red cursors representing her and Mekti are drawing closer together. Vector! Over here! The wind carries Mekti's holler. Vector studies her surroundings. Her attention is immediately drawn to a red telephone booth not far from here. She then catches sight of Mekti, who is bouncing up and down right next to the phone booth, waving her arms around, her hair frizzy and messy like a bunch of weeds. Vector the Brave, are you ready to set upon this adventure with me? I think I am. No, you're not. But that's alright. Mekti, the Great Prophet, will guide your way. Come, let's head inside. Mechty points at the red phone booth. What's this? You'll find out where you can get when you can get in. Vector is ushered into the phone booth. It looks decidedly out of place with its surroundings. Then, at Mechty's insistence, she picks up the receiver and puts it against her ear. After a soft click, a mechanical female voice comes from the other end of the line. Saving game. Do not disconnect. Saved. You are fully restored. Vector hangs up and exits the phone booth. She realizes her HP bar is full again. So, it's a save point. Save points are super important. You can only level up and restore to full health at save points. Whoa! How come you jumped 3 levels in an instant? Your level's now higher than me. A great profit. I killed several Ellens on the way. So you get more EXP for farming Ellen mobs? That shouldn't be the case. Are you really Mechty? Of course I am. Why do you ask? Your energy and demeanor and genuine effort and problem solving are incongruent with my neural records. I told you, gaming can boost enthusiasm. If you were this enthusiastic in real life, Lucky wouldn't have... The sound of a bullet slicing through the air. Sniper! 11 o'clock! The 2 dolls dive to the side of the road. This next second, a bullet appears on the spot where they were standing. Vector promptly draws her submachine gun and aims it at the source of the shot. But she freezes at the sight of her attacker. The doll standing on the slope, not far away, sports corkscrew twin tails that are most familiar to Vector. Relax. That was just a greeting. But her attitude is utterly unfamiliar. Huh? Ruchi, why is she also in the game? That's not Ruchi. What? Who are you? Ruina Crystal's lies just ahead. It's not a place for morons like you. I've seen too many who risked their lives trying to make a fortune, but ended up paying with their lives. Ruchi, who bears the name tag number 90 above her head, continues her monologue as if she hasn't heard Vector's question at all. You're right. Ruchi doesn't talk like Clucky. Oh, that's good. That was good. I don't think Hai is our gunslinger girl or roadside picnic. Certainly not. What? You don't know about Ruina Crystallis? The technology of converting collapse crystals into crystal energy has won the city worldwide renown. Just how ignorant are you? Collapse crystal? Crystal energy? Crystal Energies has made... excuse me. has made Ruina Crystallis the most prosperous and affluent city in the world, and it is the best place for crystal hunters to find jobs. Unfortunately, the largest arterial crystal pipe is in there exploded, and the radiation release led to the creation of countless invaders. It was all wanton destruction that caused the Ruina Crystallis in the Starry State. Ruchi's tone and gesture becomes increasingly impassioned. It's almost as if a spotlight is shining on her as she soliloquies. But even as a set of ruins, the remaining collapsed crystals in Ruina Crystallis still attract countless fools who dream of getting rich overnight. If you are headless flies driven by greed, I advise you to turn around and scram as fast as you can. What the heck is she on about? Huh? You're not neat headless flies, you say? Then who on earth are you? After Ruchi freezes like someone pushed the pause button on her, she stares at them unmovingly. 2 lines of text appear in front of her out of thin air. Literally a video game. Highly recommended. A. We are not headless flies. B. We are guardians who have come to save the city. She seems to be automatically filtering what we say. Those 2 lines are responses? Or maybe... What? Maybe we're in a cutscene, and those 2 lines are choices that would set us on a different plot branches? In that case, Ruchi... No. This number 90 must be an NPC? NPC? Mekti, have you ever encountered this when you used your plugin previously? Nope, the plots were all really simple. It's either slaying a dragon to save a princess or collecting little beasts as pets. Aha! Why don't we ask Harpsy, the creator of the plugin? Harpsy, what's going on here? But the surveillance camera simply flutters around, giving no response. Strange. Comm lines disconnected? Let's just randomly pick an answer. Mekti reads the 2 lines quickly. Let's not beat around the bush and just state our identity. We are guardians who have come to save the city. Wow, that sounded pretty bad, but... Ruchi comes to life again after receiving a new input. Guardians? Could weaklings like you actually be guardians? Since you're guardians, I have no reason to stop you, though I seriously question your ability to save the Ruina Crystallis. How dare you question us? To prevent you from a humiliating death, I have information to share with you. Invaders will regenerate infinitely in the radiation and can only be eradicated by using a secret weapon that can cleanse the radiation. The secret weapon is in the Research Institute in the northwest corner of Ruina Crystallis. I have guided many people there, but none have returned. If you're sure about this, follow the road and head north. There is a border terminal, which is the only entrance to the sealed city. And here are some supplies for you. Zone map, outskirts of Ruina Crystallis obtained. Ammo 36 obtained. Main story quest updated. Head to the Research Institute in Ruina Crystallis. This is why you don't leave Mekti alone without Cookie? I don't know. I think this is going great. As the mechanical female voice speaks again, the dolls feel a soft vibration on their wrists. Now go. Complete your mission. Stop taking up space here. With that, Ruchi freezes again. Almost at the same almost at the same time, a frantic voice shrieks from the surveillance camera. Vivi, that wasn't me. I would never call you a fool or oh, it's Ruchi. Vivi, that wasn't me. I would never call you a fool or a moron. Thank you for the hydrate and posture check, guys. Hydrate. Check your posture. There we go. And yes, I can also plug. Yeah, thank you for watching the content. If you guys enjoyed the stream, please consider giving it a like and a subscribe, as it helps the channel out so much. Also, we have a Discord in the description where we talk about a bunch of fun, random, different stuff. So please consider joining that as well. Thanks, y'all. Delete that from your neural cloud logs. I actually find her assessment quite pertinent. Vivi! Don't worry, even I could tell that wasn't you. Get a Harpsy on the line. Okay, promise me you'll delete that. Harpsy, here you go. Harpsy's voice now speaks from the camera. The Vector. Why did the comm lines get disconnected just now? To enhance gaming immersion, voice input is automatically disabled when entering cutscene. Cutscene? So that number 90 really is an NPC? Yes. The creative AI implanted in the plugin can only write very simple things in the early stages. After a period of time, it will learn and upgrade itself by reading the subject's neural logs. Maybe this is why Mekti had never encountered any NPCs before. Reading the subject's neural logs? That's right. Due to a lack of R&D funding, some of the settings as well as the NPC's models and appearances randomly extracted and recreated from dolls that have taken part in past combat simulations and read through their neural logs. So that wasn't really Ruchi, but merely a character with Ruchi's appearance data. The personality is based entirely on a plot generated by the AI. A carbon copy in terms of physical appearance, but with a completely different personality. Oh boy, that's pretty interesting. I'm getting really excited as to what's gonna happen. Does this Ruina Crystallis mention exist in reality? No, the AI just grabbed some information about collapsed crystals and made up the rest. Perhaps to ease Vector's concern, Harpsy adds cautiously. Don't worry, it's all just for internal use. None of it is applied to the network. Our data is totally safe. Understood. Vector nods. I have no more questions. Let's go, Mekti. Now that we have the new map, we should continue to explore. Oh ho! You seem to be even more fired up than me, Vector. See, gamification does work. Perhaps, but being more fired up than you isn't something that warrants much praise. Following number 90's instructions, the two dolls enter the border terminal without much hesitation. The deserted building appears spacious and empty, a gloom of unknown lines beyond the turnstile. Wow, it's almost like a passage that leads to some kind of alternate dimension. Watch your step. What? Megdi dodges aside out of reflex. When she looks back, she realizes it's the broken limbs of Elids. Now that I take a good look, the whole place is just littered with Elid remains. I have a bad feeling about this. Once we go through this passage, we should be in the city. Vector appears at Mekti's health bar. By the way, I've been meaning to ask. What? What's that grayish-white thing underneath our health bar? It goes down periodically. Oh, that's... All of a sudden, a piercing howl interrupts their conversation. Vector's eyes flash as she darts a glance behind her. Duck! Enemy attack! We're facing an unknown number of enemy units. Let's keep our distance for now. These footsteps. It sounds like there are quite a few enemies. Let's just try to handle them to the best of our abilities. Okay, I'll take this side. Sounds like ChatGPT. Hey, listen. ChatGPT works very hard to generate random answers for us. And none of which are made up, thank you very much. It's all very factual information. Bang! Oh shoot! I did it again? How did I do it a second time, guys? Oops, I did it again. I knew that it now. I'm not that innocent. People founding out ChatGPT just tells you what you want to hear, not the actual truth. Bang! The last Elid is shot through the head and topples the ground even while it's lunging forward. Standing in front of it is Vector, who didn't manage to raise her gun in time. Her finger remains still on the trigger. Phew, that was close. Are you okay? Vector straightens up. She curls her fingers and uncurls them tentatively. I was able to move due to some kind of force, but I seem to be okay now. Oh, that's because your stamina bar was down to 0. Stamina bar? You know, the big grayish-white thing that you were just asking about. Any big movement like jumping, rolling, etc. consumes stamina. If your stamina bar is empty, you won't be able to move and will have to wait for your stamina to recover. To do that, Mekshi the Prophet suggests you move and kite your enemies while recovering your stamina. Don't make any big movements unless you absolutely have to. I see. But how do you define big movements? Any movements other than walking. That doesn't seem very reasonable. Tut, 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 tut. What are you talking about? This is the essence of this kind of game. Stamina management is the key that sets noobs and pros apart. You still have much to learn, newbie Vector. But in reality, unless there's some kind of malfunction, dolls don't experience such interruptions on their power supply before their battery runs out. I can't think of any real benefit to this mechanism. Benefit this mechanism brings to us, rather than brings to actual combat in the real world. Well... Megdi seems to be devoting a lot of computational power to pondering this question. Her brow furrows deeply. It can reduce unnecessary maneuvers, conserve energy, and power? See, at the end of the day, energy and power aren't infinite. I personally disagree, but I will note this down and let Clucking and the commander, the Shikikan, be the judge of that. We're having so much fun here. Why do you have to keep on bringing up the bad ending that awaits me? As they converse, they step over the remains of the Elids and head towards the turnstile. Neither of them notices its almost imperceptible twitch. Does this remind you of any game? Yes. Pretty much like every adventure game. Wait a minute. They're not making a joke to Skyrim or something, are they? A Skyrim reference? Gray stamina bar. Wait, no, Skyrim's green. Okay. With a soft click, Vector and Mekti exit the phone booth. Before them lie familiar weeds and cracked earth. The bloody text, "You died," remains hauntingly fresh in their memory. Ah. Good old Dankerini souls. I see, I see. I get the joke now. They're going for dank souls. Okay. Okay, I'm with this. Wait. Why are we here again? You return the last save point when you die. So clearly, we just died? How? I love it. I love it. I love it. They did Dark Souls. I have no idea. I was talking to you, so I didn't see anything, but something probably ambushed us from behind. Just then, the surveillance camera pipes up while circling them. Vivi, I saw it! It was an Elid that shot you down. It was feigning death. It was the one that attacked you from behind. Elid? It feigned death? We've been had. I should have known that there would be sneaky booty movements in this game. Yep. Hang on. Am I being ignorant here? Have you ever seen an Ellid that knows how to feign death? I haven't, but that doesn't rule out the possibility. When it's a matter of life and death, even poor Ellids have to pick up some cunning tricks. If that's true, then all commissions that involve Ellids would pay double the price. This time, it's Welrod who speaks to the camera. Vecta, this isn't one of those extreme unlikelihoods that you're obsessed with. This wouldn't be so full-fetched according to your logic. The derision in Welrod's tone does not escape Vector, but she makes no rebuke. Instead, she pulls out the game interface. We're missing a certain amount of ammo and 531 XP. Is this a system error? Oh, no, it's probably the penalty for dying. Penalty for dying? Just as we got drops for killing enemies, if we die, we lose supplies and XP. But the supplies are usually retrievable at the location of our death. Wouldn't they be seized by the enemies? Huh? That'd be infuriating, no? These are the players' hard-earned supplies. If the game implements that, it'll flop real hard as soon as it launches. Ooh. Is that a dig at RuneScape? Bye, Panzer. See you around. Though it may be an interesting gimmick. Feels like the game is dragging us by the nose. Yeah, I totally get what you mean. Sometimes when you just can't beat the game and you're so angry you just want to quit, you'll think to yourself, oh, I should at least pick up the loot before quitting. Then, once you've done that, you'll know, since I'm here, why don't I give it another go? Maybe I'll beat it this time. Then before you know it, a whole night has passed. So, the game is exploiting the player's fear of loss and competitive nature to keep them addicted. Let's go and retrieve our loot and make our way for Ruina Crystallis. We'll have to be careful this time around. We'll be fine. I know the Elites here can play dead now. But it's so annoying to have to fight them again. Remember to shoot them down once more before they go down to ensure that no Elites are playing dead. Yeah, I've got it. Then let us begin. Okay. But yes, I knew it. I knew it was a dig at RuneScape. Oh my god. They're crazy. They're crazy for that one. They're wild and... Alright, GFL Exit Division was a canon collab event that involved a game. So this isn't the first time they've gone into a video game before. I love how they use that ammo box as their loot that they dropped when they died. That was close. I was starting to think that I would lose. This was a hard game. That was a hard game. That was training. Never mind, let's go see what else we can take. Okay, I'll have a look over there. Mekti and Vector start rummaging through the pile of Elids scattered all around looking for supplies. The searched Elid corpses disintegrate and fade away. Ammo 36 obtained. Healing potion 10-star obtained. Item crystal bracelet obtained. Zone map Ruina Crystallis unlocked. Urban area obtained. New zone unlocked. Cheap bracelet made of inferior crystal fragments. Judging by the description, it seems pretty useless. If it's useless, it's probably an item that's related to the plot. We can't go wrong by keeping it with us. Say, this has been quite profitable. With all the XP, we can level up twice in a row. But we're constantly at risk of losing XP before we find the next save point. You'd be wise to not treat them as yours yet, so you don't feel sorry if you do lose them. If we do lose them, then we can always go back. Get them back. It's just a bit of a pain. You can always start again in video games. You can always start again. Does that mean you don't give it your all? Exactly. Oh, no. I always put in effort. Vector stares at Mekti with a look of disbelief, then all of a sudden, another thought seems to have struck her. I overslept. Hello, Carl. Welcome. I haven't really come across that situation, but speaking from my gaming experience, probably not. Vector Clucky also got a special model for the event. There's so many different collaboration events that they had, weren't there? Pepsi, is that right? The camera hovering in midair bobs up and down twice. That is indeed the case. I based it on a game with similar mechanics. Basically, you can recover the things that you last dropped. So if your inventory is empty to begin with, you won't be able to recover. You won't be able to recover anything. In other words, players are likely to end up with nothing at all. Yeah, if you're not careful, then that's true. An extremely limited amount of save points. Sorry guys. Save-based recovery. Enemy resetting drops penalty. So far, I find the design and features of this game that are beyond the scope of training a little too harsh and cumbersome. Huh? I was just trying to match the level of difficulty to the module. Also, Magdi said these were all standard setups for games. Standard setups for games. I had assumed you would at least consider how to incorporate training into the game, but from what I can see, you simply shoehorned it into the framework without much thought. That's where you're wrong. Wait, hold on. Cross-dressing is unforgivable? Cross-dressing unforgivable is one of the funnier GFL lines. I remember Vector were a walking napalm bomb before they nerfed her in the Division collab. Valhalla was great. Someone made it into VN from the event after it finished. Oh. Oh, so they nerfed her. She used to be super busted, and then they nerfed her to freaking into the ground. Jesus. That's where you're wrong. Suffering is only essence of this sort of mechanism. Only through the trial of hardship does the fruit of victory taste sweeter. I don't have a module installed for ingesting food. Thank you. So what else do I not know about the essence of this kind of mechanism? You're missing the point, Vector. You've been approaching this with a negative bias and many reluctance from the get-go. It's only natural that you struggle to experience the fun that I'm trying to explain. You've got to relax. I think you also completely failed to comprehend my concerns. I totally understand them, but since we're here, we should just chill and enjoy the game. Ew. Vector's brow furrows, then she lets out a heavy sigh. Never mind. At least in terms of combat, both the breakout in the beginning and the ambush we just went through match the settings of the module. There are some things that didn't make sense in other aspects, but not impossibly far-fetched. Wow, sounds like you've played some impossibly far-fetched games. I find it bizarre that these games demand dolls to behave in ways that follow humans' physiological habits. you explain it in a more understandable way? Basically, back when we were still at Griffin, Ruchi and I took part in a gaming tournament for some monetary reward. Ben was heavily promoted. I wonder if you remember. Gaming tournament. That does ring a bell. Apart from dying in combat, players in the game could also die from hunger and hypothermia. That wouldn't be so strange for humans, but we are dolls, so we tend to overlook such problems. If this plugin also incorporates the same mechanism that makes it possible for us to die from the lack of sustenance or low temperatures, then it would make it more difficult for us to beat the game. Hold on. Don't tell me you're talking about... They had to censor it. The Division. What? You didn't participate? Nope. I remember a doll player did actually freeze to death. I think she went... Oh. We know who that is. G11 died of hypothermia and noob death. Deer also found out to be a crossdresser known as Dima. That much I do know. A female in-game character, the Shikikan and all T-dolls found out about it. Look at the GFL chat. I have an image of Pink and Yan Yan Punch. What a tasteful name. Right, we better get going, or the elites here will respawn. You're right. Let me check which way we should go. After scrutinizing the map for a while, Vector plans out a serpentine route. Looks like we'll be spending quite some time on the road. The Research Institute and Border Terminal are on diagonally opposite ends of the city. Oh, that's really far. How long will it take for us to get there? Reading across the map is always such a chore. Can't we just travel along in a straight line here? McD points out a straight passage leading to the northwest area, marked with a dotted line on the map. Mouth of the passage is right ahead of them. Underground transportation hub of Ruina Crystallis? Are you sure? Anything underground sounds particularly ominous. The value of training is demonstrated in dangerous places. We're not tourists, so what's the problem spending much time on the road? You're right. It's more important to complete the training. I love that she had the whole philosophy lesson to Clucky about her username. We love Vector! We love Vector! Bum 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 bum. Yeah, Vector Escape. Mega Team is probably eternally blacklisted from Ubisoft collabs since they poked fun at the Division and its connective issues. Well, we don't know that, you know. We don't know if they're blacklisted. That's a level of extreme for sure. What's up, Alexander? How are you? I'm doing good. I'm doing quite good. Did you play another gacha game? No, I can't keep playing gacha games. I have to keep myself well managed and limited between the ones that I have. I have too many to begin with. Ah. Excuse me very quickly while I shower my cute tsundere girl in hacking something with bobbers. My cute pyro girl! Here, take all of this. Take this! Rainbow Six would have been a better fit. Arknife took that one. That they want to do Rainbow Six collab, but Arknight's the collab instead, and that's why they make fun of Ubi because of it. Oh. Man, Arknights and GFL just do not get along. That stinks. Well, I'll never have to pick a side. I can love both games equally. Yes, my cute Pyro. Take all of this. God, her covenant is cute. But I have to use my covenant ring for Sabrina, so... I can't use my covenant ring on Vector. Sabrina, the moment Sabrina gets hers, I've got to basically covenant her. And it's still not available yet. Man, she keeps coming home too. She endlessly comes home to me. I thought Division collab would happen before the Arknights. It probably did. But then you know. Oh shoot. I should really be doing this more often because they get attack and stuff for doing this. I've really been slacking on my attack and defense bonuses. Her sister is better? Plucky's sister? Or Vector's sister? Do not say that about my beautiful Vector. Clucky? I was about to say something, but then I realized if I did, you guys would probably make fun of me for it. Balorta. Okay. Micah team have a very unlucky history when it comes to collabs with other game studios. They canceled Valkyria Valkyria Chronicles would have been cool. Sega had a horrible contract. Vector and Mekti feel their way forward in the gloom of the transportation hub. If we die here again, let's not go underground again. According to the map, this is the fastest route to the research institute. The route above ground is too meandering. But at least we're much less likely to get surrounded and brutally killed by enemies in the dark like just now, don't you think? I didn't know our night vision was disabled. Our most recent death cost us 1,500 XP, 110 ammo, and 25 healing potions. All their effort down the drain, just like that. Don't just assume we're definitely gonna die. We've gone through this part before, so we can just counterattack following the enemy's sequence of attack. Right? And have you memorized the enemy's sequence of attack? Well... 2 came from straight ahead, then 3 from the left, and 1 from behind. Wrong. There were 2 enemies attacking us from behind. The one who grabbed you crawled up to us on the ground, while the one who attacked me was hanging from the ceiling. Vector feels the doll behind her shiver. Sounds like something right out of a horror game. Since you memorized it, we should be fine, no? There's no telling if we encounter more enemies after that. You're right. Games like this love kicking you while you're down. Seriously, this AI has really got a sadism of certain game devs down pat. Sadism? Going by your own logic, I thought this would be a so-called essence of these games. It's only essence after you beat the game. Before that, it's all dev sadism. And it's exhausting. I feel like I've reached a point where I just quit and go to sleep. But this is your training. Oh. Vector ignores the reluctance in Mekti's forward and continues onward. As darkness hampers her vision, her auditory module becomes exceptionally sensitive. In this cavernous underground transportation hub, even the softest rustle sounds incredibly loud. Vector suddenly comes to halt, causing Mekti to crash right into her back. Ow, that hurt! Why the heck did you stop all of a sudden? Hush! Just stay quiet and crank up your auditory module's sensitivity. Why are you being all secretive? Magdi rubs her forehead and does as instructed. A buzzing noise like the flapping of bee wings grows clearer and clearer from ahead. Is it coming from here? Magdi places her hand on the wall next to her and feels her way down inch by inch. What? There's a vent here, and the sound is coming from inside. Magdi, back up a bit. Oh, okay. After the burst of gunshots, something plate-like falls to the ground with a clang. This should be wide enough. Wait, you're going in here? I want to see what's making that noise. The sound is too rhythmic, which seems suspicious. To prevent us from encountering anything unexpected again, while we're on the way to recovering the supplies we've lost, we must eliminate all unfavorable conditions in advance. You have a point. There could be a hidden stage or something. Then make it quick. I'll wait here for you. Magdi lets out a massive yawn. She seems to have grown tired of being energetic. Have you forgotten who's supposed to complete her training here? I haven't. But what if we wipe in there? All our worldly possessions will be swallowed by the system again. That's why I told you not to think of them as yours. If we wipe, we'll just start again. We can start again however many times we want since it's a game, right? Oh, I can't believe Vector actually said something so reckless. I'm just doing my best to comprehend your idea of fun. After turning a few bends along the ventilation duct, the two dolls' vision becomes clearer and clearer as their eyes capture a bit of light. At last, they reach the other end of the ventilation duct. Vector dislodges the metal plate by force and light floods their vision. Metal buckets and storage boxes are all around in a space which is neither big nor small. And this is also the underground, the Elmo. Several switches are mounted on the walls and several generators are locked behind metal fences on either side of the passage. This is a generator room? But these generators aren't running, so where's the power coming from? And what's that mechanical sound? Could it be that? Vector looks towards where Magdi is pointing and sees an electrical cable traveling down the wall and across the passage. The cable is connected to a glass container device. Sparkling crystal suspended in the glass container, slowly rotating while emitting a rhythmic buzz. Just as they make to approach it, the sound of a glass container crashing to the ground suddenly comes from behind them. They quickly dart behind the pillar and raise their weapons. The person who has suddenly appeared behind them is currently grabbing at her own face with both hands, looking utterly terrified. I've been spotted! Is that Harpsy? It is Harpsy. The hovering camera wobbles in the air as if to protest, but it makes no sound. Spider lab rats will be eaten. What should I do? What should I do? An NPC named TMP appears in a state of extreme panic. She keeps pacing around the pillar in the passage maniacally. Then, all of a sudden, she stops. I need to calm down and think. All right, I have to find the anywhere door. If I find the anywhere door, I'll be able to leave. She looks around. Her face lights up in glee as her gaze leads on one of the storage boxes. Found it! TMP steps right on into the box and closes the lid above her head in one fluid movement. Vector strides forward and flings the lid open. A scream that sounds like a groundhog immediately comes from within the box. Ah, I found it again! I'm getting eaten! Oh, it's so loud! My auditory module. Vector, do something! As the scream persists in the background, two choices once again appear before the two dolls. Close the box and let her calm down. Use item, crystal bracelet. So this is where you can use it. Vector taps the icon of the crystal bracelet on her watch and confirms that she would like to hand it over to Harpsy, who bears the name TMP above her head. I'm getting eaten! Oh, that's... The bracelet icon in TMP's hand materializes into an actual bracelet. At the sight of the bracelet, the girl's panic is immediately replaced by joy. You're okay, Oliver. You're the very picture of health. I'm so glad you didn't get eaten by monsters. Now we can get out of here together. Make sure you hold on to my hand and don't let go. TMP puts the bracelet on her wrist fastidiously. Then she gives the two dolls a solemn bow. Thank you. Thank you so much for bringing Oliver. Sorry for mistaking you for scary monsters. Oliver was all I had, even before becoming a lab rat. We loved going on treasure hunts in the city. Oliver said we were just picking up trash, but I often found treasures. Sounds like a scavenger, but what's the deal with this lab rat business? Then one day, someone told us that he could offer us unlimited food and a safe place to live, but in exchange we must do a small favor by trying out some colorful candy and drinks. We agreed, so that person let us stay in the cage with lots of other lab rats like us. They were all covered in sparkly crystals. So pretty. Oh yeah, that's it. Wow, thank goodness it didn't break. The jar is surprisingly sturdy. TMP picks up the glass container with the crystal lying by her feet and lifts it for them to see. He said this crystal is super useful. Generates heat and power and can do anything. That's why I left the cage. I took some with me. As a gesture of my gratitude, I'll give this to you. You can also take all of these. Their watches ping with notifications. Collapse crystal, 3 obtained. Crystal power flashlight, 1 obtained. Broken pocket watch, obtained. This is all treasures I have on me. Oliver and I will be resting for a bit. Until next time, kind strangers. After delivering her lines in rapid mode, TMP falls silent. Oh. She monologued, she scrammed. What a perfect NPC. Utterly no nonsense. Whatever the case, this... Vector waggles the flashlight in her hand. Shows that we can hand it in plot-related items to NPCs in exchange for items that can help us along the way. Oh, the broken pocket watch probably also has its use, but there's no guarantee we'll run into the right NPC. Don't overthink it. We'll encounter them when the time is right. At least we have a light source now. We won't easily be ambushed by elites that jump us from the shadows like before. But we won't necessarily beat them, even if we can see. One step at a time, I suppose. Now let's go get our stuff and continue on to the city. Doraemon reference? I can finally see clearly. Ah! So many enemies lying in ambush. All units be cautioned and take care not to get ambushed again. That enemy seems pretty dangerous. Maybe we should gang up on it? Agreed. Yeah, now that's what I call tacit understanding between members of a fraternity. Bada bing, bada boom. I'm here to zoom. Minna no tameni. So how have you been enjoying Mekti and Vector's Elden Ring playthrough? It's quite fun watching them attempt to navigate through Elden Ring Scrolls 3:45 × 10. With the help of the flashlight, 2 dolls promptly dispatch the invaders in the transportation hub and recover their loot. Watching her XP bar slowly grow, Mekti lets out a long exhale. Ew, I'm kinda in the mood again. Something's not right. Huh? I recovered less than 2/3 of my previous XP. I also have fewer supplies than before. What about you? I don't really see that much of a difference. On top of the loot, I have a feeling that something important is missing. Something important? It's all simulated data here, so you shouldn't lose anything. If you lost important neural logs, your neural module would flag it. That's true. But I'm absolutely certain this isn't all the loot. Yeah, bug. Bugs are pretty common in games. Just ask Harpsy for a patch update. Harpsy, can you please take a look? Sure thing. Leave it to me. While you're at it, also check the surveillance connection. Your voice is getting fuzzy. Oh, okay. When they finally emerge from the underground transportation hub, the sunlight is so strong that Mekti has to squint her eyes. We're finally out of that dark, miserable place. So this is the city proper of Ruina Crystallis? It doesn't seem all that different from satellite cities we visited before. The image is taken from our neural logs, after all.
But there are differences. Look over there.
They're colorful glass pipes of varying thickness and lengths as far as the eye can see. Some of them lie oh, one moment, y'all. That makes sense. Sorry, y'all. Just had to check one quick thing. Some of them lie under overturned floor tiles. Some are poking out of broken walls, while others are completely exposed outside. Some of them are cracked and broken like icicles piercing the city. I wonder what these colorful glass pipes are for. It must be crystal pipe explosion or whatnot. The crystal pipe explosion or whatnot that the NPC Ruchi mentioned.
Crystal pipe. Ruki.
While Vector's still deep in thought, a mellow voice speaks up from behind. Hello, Toshidochi. Welcome. You just started playing? No, we've been at this for a little bit. Those are crystal pipes. They're transmitting crystal energy. And Doris? And Doris, who appeared behind them at some point, clasped her hands and blinks. Her lips curl into a prim smile. Ever since people discovered how to convert collapse crystals into energy, the city has been laying pipes of this special material on a large scale to transmit energy to every corner of the city. The city was therefore named Ruina Crystallis, and the pipes were also made of crystal pipes. These rainbow-like crystal pipes were essentially the arteries of the city. Right. Are you crystal hunters? Crystal hunters? No. You managed to reach the city proper. You may not be crystal hunters, but you're no ordinary people either. Who's my favorite doll so far? Frickin' Harpsy. We're not extraordinary or either. We're actually guardians.
Guardians? Impressive. No wonder you suffer no injuries on your journey here.
Well, that's not entirely... What is it, Vector? Fingering a tug over her sleeve, Vector looks back at Vector.
Don't you think there's something strange about her?
Strange? Yeah, you're right. It's like talking to Andoris in the flesh.
That's what I mean. Have you noticed that interactions with other NPCs are done through multiple choice questions? Where she's able to converse with us freely?
Maybe it's just a fluke that her pre-scripted response matched the conversations. Let me try again. Mekti clears her throat. Hey, Andoris.
My name is J36KKSK.
And she actually registers what we're saying. She's different from the previous NPCs.
We better be careful. And who are you?
I am a mercenary dispatched by Ruina Crystallis to search for rescue survivors.
You're here on your own?
I came with the company, but the intelligence we received was inaccurate. The number of invaders drawn here by some leaked crystal energy far exceeded our expectations. Out of the whole company, I'm the only one who's left. G36K frowns slightly. I'm trying to gather as much of my companions' possessions as I can, just to give some closure to their families. The two dolls fall silent as they return their resolute gaze. Something feels off.
You got ideas?
Not really, it's too much of a pain to think. I just want to get this over with and get some rest, before Clucky comes back.
Have the motivational effects of the gamification thing worn off already?
Well, even a gamer girl would get bored after playing for so long.
Okay. No, nothing. You've gathered your fallen companion's possessions. You have. You say? Have you found anything yet?
No, it's like trying to find needles in a haystack.
Possessions.
As Vector ponders this, she suddenly thinks of the broken pocket watch.
Maybe you could take a look at this?
Vector taps her watch to give the broken pocket watch to G36K. Light particles gather to form a physical object in her palm, an actual pocket watch.
This is...
She opens the pocket watch with great care, and her eyes well up a tear. This belonged to my friend. Thank you. G36K turns pocket watch to show Mekti and Vector what's inside. A photo engraved at the front cover. The subject with blonde hair and green eyes glares at them,
with and Green Eyes glares at them with scornful eyes. The British hottie. It's well run. Vector's eyes hovering the camera with some trepidation. It's for the plot. I hope she doesn't mind much. Thank you. It's probably the only thing I will be able to find. I don't have anything to give you in return for the favor.
Nothing at all? I thought we would gain some kind of new skill or amazing talents, like armor revival or something like that.
I'm very sorry. I'm afraid I don't have any armors of revival, but I could join you and lend you my strength. Support character has joined the group.
I see, that's why she's special. She becomes a support unit. We've just gotten Pandora's. Holy heck, that can happen!
I suppose a support character is an NPC that assists players in combat?
Bingo! 10 points, Vector! Fabulous! Now someone to fight! Someone will fight in my stead! Though I wonder if Pandora's also crashes very easily.
You shouldn't rely on her too much. Whether she's prone to crashing or not, you've got to complete training on your own merit.
Don't worry, support NPCs are only there to balance out game difficulty.
Vector peers at the smiling G36K SK, then at Mekti, who is looking around with excitement and frowns. She tries to suppress the same disquiet she's feeling and looks down to consult the map. We're still getting some distance away from the research institute. Hope nothing will go wrong.
It's this soft-spoken cat ear girl hacker. Yes. Dude, what can you say? She's so cute. She's legitimate perfection. There's very few times where you can say that the soft-spoken cat girl is not perfection. I love her. I love Harpsy. I need her in my account immediately.
While Harpsy's focused on checking the codes on the terminal, Walra and Ruchi are watching the surveillance from level 2 on the monitor. At the sight of her own portrait of the deceased, Walrat crosses her arms and scoffs in distaste.
Don't let it bother you. Harpsy said as much. It's all randomly generated. You saw how odd I was. Don't be ridiculous. You think I'd be bothered by that poor facsimile of me? I'm more interested, actually curious, about who's behind the design that made me exist in big data in such a disrespectful way. You're totally stamping your feet. You still won't admit you're angry? Don't worry. Vivi and the rest of us won't tease you about it. Who's scared of being teased? All I was saying is that the random function of the plugin could use some optimization. Oh! What is it now? They got killed by invaders again. Rora turns around and snickers when she sees the "you died" on the screen. Oh, poor players. One constantly hesitates out of cowardice, the other is lazy and complacent. This outcome couldn't be more predictable. Did I remember my plug? I did, Sage. But I think they're already working really hard. No, something's wrong. No, something's wrong. Harpsy's muttering interrupts the conversation. About a frantic typing follows. Richie and Walrod exchange a look, then walk up to Harpsy. What is it, Harpsy? What's wrong? There's some kind of anomaly in the data. Code that determines the drops is a bit different from what I wrote. Oh? So that's why they didn't recover all the loot? But who would overwrite the code? I don't know. Harpsy's input triggers pop-ups on the screen, such bearing a large red cross that flashes continuously. Even Ruchi and Wellrod, who know little about programming, can tell that this means Harpsy's attempt to overwrite the code has failed. I can't do it. The editing permissions are completely locked. I can't make any changes. Who on the outside could possibly bypass my access permissions? Here? No. Could be a virus? I wasn't connected to any external network. I'm developing and running the program. Rushi has a Russian accent? I don't know how to do a Russian one. Don't let these distractions befuddle you, Hopsy. I
think it's time for two dolls lost in the fantasy of playing Guardians to wake up from their dream.
Alright, I'll contact them and tell them to disconnect from Level 2 right away.
Hopsy clicks the comms button on the terminal. The error pop-up appears on screen again.
Comms are jammed.
Jammed? Anything else that seems out of the ordinary?
Let me see.
Hopsy types away on her keyboard as rows upon rows of text scroll down the terminal screen. Hopsy knits her brows.
Jobs are the only thing that got overwritten. Even their neural data.
Russian. Neural data. That's still British. Hold on. Strong like a Russian woman. Neural data.
Every time they die, they lose a certain portion of their neural data. Data flow is untraceable. It could be some kind of virus. At this rate, the virus will completely take over their neural modules.
What? Stay calm, will you? Don't sabotage yourselves by panicking. Hopsy, can you handle the virus? Austrian. I don't know how to do Austrian for sure.
Who did I get for top op tag? Well, Sage.
I got Saria.
I don't know, I couldn't trace it. But the virus is probably capable of hiding its tracks, so I couldn't. Can't issue the command to terminate the program either. What should we do?
Unfortunately, panicking won't help you trace the data flow either. Calm down, Hopsy. You're one of the creators of the module and the plugin. No one knows it better than you.
To be fair, Dear probably knows it's better than me. But if we ask Dear for help, Clucky will also find out. Then
The cat ears on Harpsy's head droop instantly. Probably at the thought of Clucky. I need her, guys. She must come home to me. I know Clucky is scary, but Clucky is scary, but Vivi and Mekti's safety is more important. I don't know how to do it. Vivi and Mekti's safety is more important here.
I know, it's not like I don't care about their safety, I just...
Seeing that Harpsy's on the verge of tears, Velrod bends down and rests her hands on Harpsy's shoulders. She looks directly into her eyes. If you're certain you can't solve the issue on your own, then get in touch with Dear. Taking responsibility is indeed daunting, but remember, you're not alone. Velrod's firm hand may have steadied Harpsy's nerves a little. She tries to collect herself and nods frantically. Sorry, Harpsy, I was also a bit beside myself, so I just blurted without thinking.
No, I shouldn't keep hesitating.
Well, alright, save the self-reflection for later. Now let's get moving. Velrod claps her hands. Hopsy, contact Dear. Ruchi, send a message to the Shikikon and Clucky to explain the situation. Messing up ourselves should spare us from the worst of the storm.
Okay, got it.
That was a very quick just cutscene. That was very fast. I'm really loving Escape from Cyborg, you guys. Escape from Cyborg has been pleasantly a very enjoyable storyline for me. You're loving it because of Harpsy? I'm loving it because of Squad 404's Harpsy and honestly, I love Team B. Team A is nice and all, but Team B is definitely my favorite squad. I really like Team B. Megdi takes in the defeated enemies all around her and expresses her heartfelt admiration. Some may have fallen headfirst in the pit, while others are hanging on the guardrails.
Ooh, such flawless firepower, such agility, the ferocity of a one-doll army. Have you pulled an SP version of some SSR unit?
You flatter me. I'm simply performing my duty.
She's even as gentle as Endorus. Isn't she too perfect? There's nothing wrong with the actual Endorus.
Just leave all the combat to me.
Oh, I've dreamed so long for someone to finally say this to me. This is indeed dependable junior that I've long dreamed of. Not that I'm complaining about the actual Belka or Endorus. Hector looks at Mekti, who's hanging onto G3 6K like a rucksack, with a hint of helplessness.
Are you planning on making her carry you the whole way?
Team B is a whole new team dynamic. People backseating accents, who would have thought? What's the problem? It's not like walking is part of training.
I think a chewing out by Clucky is inevitable at this point. But if she sees you like this through the surveillance recording...
It's just a matter of a 500-shot drill turning into an 800-shot drill. Wait until you meet the AR team and the NAMFA agent. There's a lot of different teams. You can complain about Belka. Well, Belka's constantly trying to compete with Mekti, so...
Quantitative changes often lead to qualitative changes. She might start tormenting you by targeting your precious collection instead.
Suddenly remembering her large connection of special edition manga and merch, Mekti lets go of G36K demurely. Lucky is away. She still stalks me like my own shadow.
Alright, let's get going and retrieve our loot.
Mekti and Vector walk toward the two beams of light not far away. The loot enters their respective inventories in a burst of light. Noticing the problem, the two dolls look up at each other almost at the same time. I think you're right about the detected loot.
We only got back less than half of the EXP and supplies. Harpsy, have you figured out what's wrong?
The camera hovers smoothly next to them. Makes no response.
Harpsy? What's going on? We're not in the middle of a cutscene, so why are comms being jammed?
Vector. This Harpsy, or whatever you keep talking about. Who is it?
It's... Vector suddenly realizes something is terribly wrong. Oh no. It's Harpsy, imprint model TMP. She repeats the familiar name slowly, but Mekti just stares at her even more blankly.
Heart? See? Who's that? A new friend of yours. You don't seem like the type to go making friends with strangers.
She doesn't seem to be joking.
Making jokes takes too much effort for Mekti.
It's not my imagination.
Huh?
I'm not imagining the strange feeling that something is missing. You've been saying some
really strange things ever since a while ago.
Mekti.
Vector interrupts her.
Try to disconnect from level 2.
Huh? Well, we're not done yet.
Do as I say. Try to disconnect.
Sure. After trying multiple times, Mekti looks at Vector in confusion. I can't. What's going on?
Either something happened out there, or something's wrong in here. Mekti, remember, when I said I had a feeling that something important was missing? I don't think I was imagining it.
What did we lose?
I don't know what I lost, but you definitely lost something.
Vector tells Mekti about Harpsy. But I still can't recall her.
Day is lost, so that's not surprising, but what matters now is to prevent further data loss.
Say, do you know if this has anything to do with the deducted loot? Like, every time we die, we recover fewer and fewer things, and as a result, we lose our own neural data or something like that?
There's no evidence that the two phenomena are related, but it is very likely.
Jeez, what kind of horrific bug is this?
I don't know, but from now on, we can't treat this as a game where we have infinite lives. The more we die, the more we lose.
What? Maybe we should just stay where we are and wait for the rescue?
It does make sense. It certainly does reduce our chances of getting hurt, but then we'll also be putting all the pressure on Harpsy and the others to solve the problem.
Can't be helped. Our comms are jammed and we don't even know what's going on out there.
Are you really gonna sit here and wait for her doom?
What ideas have you got? Turning into Superman? Vector lapses into deep thought.
After a while, she tears her eyes away from the weeds growing out of the cracks on the concrete roadside. I'm thinking, to end a game other than breaking the connection by force outside, maybe beating the game in here is also a solution?
Well, yes. They're made up. There was more than 300 characters. They make up 5-man teams. Sweet loudy loud. Wouldn't that get increasingly risky under these circumstances? I still think it's better to find somewhere safe and hunker down.
We have G36K with us. If this were still your regular training, I'd have a problem with with her presence, as she's basically helping you cheat. However, she can relieve some of the combat pressure for us in these desperate times.
Vector glances at G36K, who is standing beside Mekti. Perhaps she's standing with her back toward the light. Her face is obscured in shadow, and her smile is barely visible. Like a dutiful NPC, she has remained silent throughout the two dolls' conversation. Oh boy. This never bodes well for anyone. The creepy stare. Besides, we still can't be certain if the data loss is caused by dying or something else. The sooner we exit level 2, the better. There are some things even you don't want to forget, right? Magdi purses her lips and tears at her hair in frustration. Then she lets out a sigh. Alright, I'm meant to complete the training anyway. Having you talk to me so earnestly instead of yelling, it feels pretty unsettling. You prefer Clucky's method? Huh? No way! Why would you have such dangerous thoughts?
Are you sure you don't?
Of course not. You can't be more wrong. Beat the game, yeah. Then, let's go. Let's go then. It'd suck if Clucky deletes all the anime that I've saved on the outpost. At the outpost, excuse me. GNK had 24 teams without counting Squad 404 and coalition units and state sex teams. Oh, see, I thought we were still talking about Squad 404 squad teams. Not just GNK. I knew it though. The AI goes rampant. And thus begins. The satellite city streets in their memory were still somewhat orderly, but here, large chunks of broken crystal pieces are scattered everywhere. Uprooted sidewalk slabs reveal barren yellow sand beneath. And as they walk along, the view looks no different than the yellow zones. We'll reach the research institute once we cross this district. Wow, it looks as if Ultraman and Monster had a brawl here. We're quite close to ground zero of the arterial crystal pipe explosion, and the high concentration of collapse radiation attracted many invaders and elites, so this place practically got razed to the ground. In other words, there could be a lot of enemies lurking about. We can't afford to get careless. That's true. We can't deal with anything unexpectedly better if we proceed in an inverted triangle formation. I can take the rear. No, you lead the front. Mekti and I will cover the rear and flanks. Understood. G36K nods demurely and walks ahead with her weapon held at the ready. You seem wary of her? An NPC that can accurately analyze this current situation chose between remaining silent and talking freely with the players, and can also make tactical suggestions. She's basically a fully sentient doll. Hello, Leslie. Hayami's going rampant. Wait, why am I going rampant? Are the support characters in the games you play so advanced? They could be, but I actually don't remember. You mustn't let your guard down around. You mustn't let down your guard just because of the strong resemblance to Andoris. Besides, she's completely different from Andoris. Oh. Tell me about it. Unlike Andoris, she is insanely strong in combat. Though it would be much easier to tell her apart if her personality is significantly different from the real deal too. Just like Ruchi in number 90. I've been meaning to ask, is this Ruchi my teammate? Mekti's eyes, which she can barely keep open most of the time, widen in shock. Ruchia. Oh shoot, that was Vector who said that. Ruchia, you don't remember? Not only is she your teammate, she's also your best friend. Best friend. Hark through tin tails, always twittering by your side. I don't really know the story between you two. Vector racks her neural code, but she can't find any trace of the name. In her incomplete logs, someone runs over with a recruitment brief full of red crosses. Same person calls out to her through the thick glass while she's soaked in corrosive liquid. But the person's face is... Wait, what? Soaked in corrosive liquid? You said that the AI was going rampant. Oh, I'm the AI, I see. But the person's face is utterly blank. Vector freezes in bewilderment. I only found some broken memory fragments. Mekti glances uneasily at the camera that has been following them in silence, then awkwardly tries to comfort Vector. It's gonna be fine. Once we get out of here, we can reload our neural backups. Kaboom! A building ahead of them collapses all of a sudden, emitting a deafening noise. A long-haired girl emerges from the swirling dust. She stumbles in this direction, followed by invaders that are chasing her relentlessly. Help! Multiple enemy targets spotted ahead at 1 o'clock. Exact number unknown. Unknown. They're moving towards us at high speed. Engage in 8 seconds. Hold on, that's... Worry about that later. Prepare for battle. I can't believe that Sage would go out of his way to call me an AI. Vector, Heart, C, and Wellrod were G&K dolls that joined Hyde 44 after Griffin was broke down, seized by URNC Military Forces admin. So basically the end of GFL1. Or near the end of GFL1. Because we left GFL1, or we left G&K, I think at the end of GFL1? It's alright now. There are no more invaders. Oh my god, I did it again! How am I this special in the head? Aren't you an AI on the internet that's hundreds of years old? That's right. And don't you ever forget it. I'm 5 jillion years old. It's alright now. There are no more invaders. G36K gives the cowering girl a gentle squeeze on the shoulder. The girl, obviously very shaken, is still trembling all over. Above her head is... Vector, I'm not reading this wrong, am I? Her name is 416. Not you're dreaming or you've gone blind, right? You're reading it right. 416 cranes her neck and starts bawling. Fat tears roll down from her eyes. Her usually cold and haughty face now remains pitiful. I know it's not the real deal, but it sure is impactful. I didn't expect we'd run into a new NPC so close to the Research Institute. The two dolls walk up to 416, who suddenly jumps to her feet and grabs Mekti. Well, I almost forgot. My sister! Please save my sister, I beg you! What? Sister? Ow, ow, my arm is gonna fall off! Over here, follow me! 416 lets go of Mekti and runs back in the direction she came from. It's so odd because Clucky's always so vicious and caustic that seeing her being so vulnerable and sad is so weird.
Her personality is different, but she's still got the same monstrous strength. Hurry, we're going after her. It is surprising that there's such well-preserved houses in the city. There's even a sofa! Mekti, immediately drawn to the sofa near the entrance, like a nail to a magnet, collapses on it. G36K follows them into the house and stands quietly in the corner. Ah, so soft and comfy. It doesn't quite compare to my beanbag sofa, but it gives the couch lounge in the lounge a run for its money. Come, Vector, savor this hard-earned moment of tender coziness. No thanks. Get up, we have stuff to do. If you mean the cutscene, you handle it. I'm very sleepy. Let me... She can go to sleep even on level 2. Vector shakes her head in mild disbelief and walks up to 416, who's now by a bed in the room. She has to admit that the calm and quiet atmosphere here is quite relaxing. She decides not to bother waking Mekti. Sis, Big Sis, are you okay? Don't scare me. As Vector approaches the bed, 416 unfreezes and starts crying piteously while holding the hand of the person lying in the bed, who appears to be... Belka? The one lying on the bed with her eyes closed and her face pale is none other than Belka. The name tag above her reads GR-D28. Hearing 416's voice, she musters her strength and opens her eyes just a crack. Sis, you're badly injured. I tried to find you some medicine in the research institute, but I ran into invaders. These people saved me. It's a little odd to see her smile. Mew. Don't talk, Big Sis. Excuse me, do you have any medicine with you? The watery green eyes turn to Vector. She suddenly understands how Mekti feels. Impactful indeed. Under 416's imploring gaze, Vector taps her watch and gives her a healing potion. Thank goodness! Big Sis, they have medicine! I'll give you some right away. She tries to prop GR-G28 from her bed, but she may have aggravated her wounds, so GR-G28 starts coughing violently. Big Sis! Big Sis, are you alright? So noisy. What's going on? Maggie sits up from the sofa and rubs her eyes. She looks over at the bed. That's Belka? She rubs her eyes again. Clucky is holding Belka in her arms? They're both NPCs. I know, but Clucky's bawling while clinging to Belka? No. Wait, I don't care if this is real or not. I gotta capture this masterpiece. Where's my terminal? Maggie pats herself down, but then she remembers. She's on level 2. So she taps her watch. Oh, there's a screen cap and recording feature. 416 dresses GRG28's wounds lightly. GRG28 finally directs her attention to Vector. You have my gratitude. May I know who you are? A. We're Guardians. Vector reads out the only option she's given. We're Guardians. Guardians, you say? Big Sis, don't get so worked up. I'm fine. I'm okay. Allow me to introduce myself. 416 and I are both researchers at the National Research Institute's No. 3 laboratory. I was in charge of the project to convert collapse crystals into crystal energy. You could say we're the ones responsible for the crystal pipe explosion. Makes sense. I have always known that crystal energy is not completely clean. Moreover, the safety of the crystal pipes is also very unstable, but we yielded to the authorities. Not only did we put a stop to the experiment on crystal energy, we pushed it, little by little, to the point of no return. Vector recalls TMP, whom they have met earlier, and draws the mental connection. Fortunately, we have a remedy. 416 used her own funds to develop a substance that can completely purify collapsed particles. The purification solution. Purification solution. That must be a secret weapon that number 90 talked about. Yeah, it makes sense. We've stockpiled a certain number of purification solution in the Institute laboratory. We just need to put the solution into the diffuser in the Institute launch's center, then we can purify the city. The problem is, the launch center was destroyed. The automatic security system within the Institute was activated, so we can't get through. However, the Ruina Crystallis Air Base is in the northeast corner of the city. There's a helicopter there with diffusion device installed on its tail. If you load it with the solution and fly around the city, you can also complete the purification. Zone map, Ruina Crystallis Air Base obtained. This is it. Mekdi, this is how we clear the gate. A gunshot erupts from behind, like a slow motion scene in a movie. Vector watches the bullet as it burrows out of her chest, passes through G28's forehead and leaves a black crater on the wall. The shot NPC seems utterly unfazed. She continues to rattle off pre-written script with great emotion despite a bullet hole on her head and continuous gunfire. But Vector can no longer hear what she's saying. She turns around with great difficulty, only to see a smiling G36K with her gun raised, and Mekdi, who has flattened herself on the sofa in terror. Mekdi, run! Oh! Betrayer AI. Vector. Orbs of faint light appear where Vector has fallen. Mekdi knows that they are Vector's dropped items. What is the outside world like? Show me more. G36K stretches out her hand, and the lights fly into her palm like birds returning to their nests. The figure immersed in light begins to transform little by little, and Doris's illuminated face is calm and serene as ever, but the color of her hair by her ears starts fading. Her body also droops like melted wax, and then it looks as if a pair of invisible hands are gently lifting her up and resculpting her. After the light has faded, she appears before Mekdi like a patchwork portrait with all the colors and characteristics of different 404 members. Not enough. Not enough at all. G36K. No, who are you? I don't like that name. Sounds like a tool. I want my own name. A new name to mark a new life. Isn't that right? Who the heck are you? That's right. Your name is Mekdi. Mekdi. It means dream. An eerie smile creeps across the uncanny Patrick face. I was born out of memories. Your dreams. You can call me Koshmar. Hello, Kyuki. Creepy. Technically, she is the bigger sister. Belka's technically the bigger sister, yet Clucky rejects her. Poor Belka. Rejected by her younger sis. Bioka. Remotely controlling the terminal in the training room, Deer checks the code of the module and plug in row by row. Harpsy also nervously keeps her eyes glued to the terminal screen, not daring to relax at all. Meanwhile, Ruchi and Malrod are keeping a close eye on the situation on level 2 at the surveillance monitor. What should we do? Maybe doesn't remember me anymore. Data loss is only temporary. Once she's out of that and re-downloads her neural backup, she'll be the same old Vecta. I know, but it still hurts to see Vivi is treating me like a total stranger. Tears are the sign of your incompetence. If you keep crying, you will only put more pressure on Hopsy and Dia. Sorry. At last, movement can be heard from the terminal nearby. There's no virus at all. How can that be? The problem is, the highly intelligent creative AI that you implanted, its deep learning ability allows it to continuously read the doll's neural data and continuously improve its own framework autonomously. It has now concluded its first cycle of self-completion. Compare its current base code with what was originally written. Isn't it much more complex? It does seem to be the case. That's why you couldn't find this so-called virus. Heck. The creative AI is artificial intelligence. Dolls are also artificial intelligence. You put two AIs into a single vessel. Are you trying to teach them what survival of the fittest means? It didn't occur to me. No, never mind. According to my speculation, the goal of this AI is to probably seize their neural clouds and take control of their frames. If this continues, I'm afraid it will backhack the main control system sooner or later. When that happens, not only will their data be at risk, but so will yours. Jesus, she created super AI. iRobot over here. My title was actually correct. Only 404 will be able to save us from Y2K. Jesus. You know, I am always very proud of myself whenever I seemingly guess something pretty correctly. So it's just a pathetic usurper. Now that we know, we just have to launch an EW attack and wrestle control back for her, and Bob's your uncle. It's not that simple. CA has already merged with Mechty and Vector's neural clouds to a certain extent by seizing their neural data. Even if we manage to wrestle the control back from her, remnants of the AI's data will still stick around in their neural clouds. If we don't go through a thorough job of getting rid of the AI, they're basically walking time bombs. Is there no other way? Deer ponders in silence for a while on the screen. There is a way, but it's incredibly risky. Has a more upbeat tone of voice. I can't make the decision alone. The door slides open with a whoosh, followed by a set of angry footsteps. I follow Clucky into the room, eyeing the floorboards that she stomped over with no concern. Clucky, Commander, Shiki-kun, what are you? We were gone just a few hours, and you've already created a gigantic mess for us to come back to. Her eyes sweep fiercely over everyone present, before finally settling on Deer on the screen. Solution. Stop wasting time. Alright, here's the solution. Meanwhile, on level 2. If I respawn at the save point. A dozen invaders are outside, staring hungrily at Vector in the phone booth. She checks her inventory and sighs out all the empty slots in her pitiful amount of ammo. I'll get swarmed by monsters the moment I step outside. I won't even be able to save myself when I'm Mechty. On my own, I really am utterly useless. Here she comes! Intense gunfire interrupts Vector's moping. She watches as the invaders outside are shot in the head one by one. The area around the phone booth is cleared in no time. Evie! Are you alright? Sorry it took us so long to get here. A girl with corkscrews twin-tails throws herself out the door of the phone booth, scaring Vector by squishing her face right up against the glass. You. We arrived right on time. Good thing you haven't lost your ability to make sound judgment. I'm glad you didn't rush out to take out these invaders and let them give you a thorough beatdown. It's safe now. Come on up. You. With a frown, Vector opens the door and exits the phone booth. She dodges Ruchi's flying tackle and makes her way over to Harpsy. Harpsy wrings her hand nervously. Vector, are you okay? You seem to be the real Harpsy. How'd you get in here? Fifi. Ignoring me, eh? Looks like our almighty team leader has lost her memory of more than one teammate. Right. I can't bring up any data regarding the two of you in my neural clouds. Fifi, you don't remember Volrad either? Never mind. We're here precisely to resolve the problem. Volrad looks at Harpsy, who's standing next to Vector. With a nod, Harpsy tells Vector everything in a soft murmur. So Deer's recommendation is to defeat the AI, take what she drops, and recover the data I've lost. At the same time, I must clear the game to put an end to this endless cycle of dying and respawning, correct? That's right. Deer has already obtained certain permissions and will help us by using cheat codes. The limit on the stamina bar has been removed. This is way too risky. It wouldn't be such a big deal if it was just me and Mechty, but now you're putting yourselves in danger too. Evie, how can you say that? What do you mean it wouldn't be a big deal if it was just you and Mechty? You're a very important companion, team of us, leader of us, Team B. That's right, us. Without you, it wouldn't be us anymore. You. Vector looks at Ruchi and finds herself speechless. I really don't have any memory of what you're saying. That's okay. I'll help you recover it. I can't recall anything at the moment, but I have a feeling. You must be someone whom I know very well. Ruchi freezes for a moment, but then she beams. Yep. Alright, enough catching up. And don't be so pessimistic. Now that the high and mighty team leader is here, we may actually stand a chance. High and mighty team leader? You don't mean... Elsewhere, Mechty, who's been frankly avoiding Koshmar's pursuit, is cowering under a concrete drainage pipe. You can't find me. You can't find me. You can't find... All of a sudden, a shadowy figure leans into the pipe. Mechty is so terrified her neural cloud is on the verge of shutting down, but once she makes it out, she lets out a sigh of relief. Oh, it's you. Fake Clucky. The fake Clucky is looking at her with wide, pitiful eyes. Unimpressed. Oh, God. Please tell me Clucky's gonna meet Fakely. Megdi shrinks back and waves her hand at her as if shooing away a puppy. Go away, you oozy weirdo. You're gonna get me caught by that Frankenstein. If only Tyrant Clucky was here. She'd kill the Frankenstein easy peasy. Hey, why are you pulling on me? I'm not going out there. Telling me. I know a safer place. Huh? A monstrously strong hand grabs Clucky and pulls her out of the pipe. Megdi is getting a bit disoriented. Am I still in a cutscene? Maybe Koshmar is just the boss and the NPC's taking me to some safe house so I can regenerate or something? It's much safer here. Before she can react, her view suddenly turned upside down, and she feels herself being thrown headfirst into a cramped space. Ow, that hurts! What? What do you think? Don't you feel right at home in this trash can? Fake coffee! Clucky lifts her chin. The face that looked so pitiful just a second ago is now full of disdain. Hold on. That tone. Since the oozy NPC is now also getting oozy, she's actually remember the original character more? This is getting a bit confusing. Megdi! It's the real deal! Yeah, okay. Stay away from me, you're filthy. With a look of disgust, Clucky shoves a hand in Megdi's face to stop her incoming embrace. Oh, choose your simulate anyway. The filth isn't real. You're souling my visual module. Such a familiar and comforting mockery. Whatever you say. Now that I think about it, why are you here? What about the commission? The client canceled the mission on short notice, so I came back. What else was I supposed to do? Visit the yellow zone with the Shikikan and enjoy the collapse storm? I just didn't expect to receive such a huge surprise while on my way back. Clucky sneers coldly. Megdi gulps despite having no saliva. Let me explain. I just wanted to explore a new way of training. I'll give you plenty of time to explain, but not now. Her tone implies that this is far from over. We take care of the distasteful Frankenstein first. I won't let that chimera of an AI make your already dumb neural cloud even dumber and give you an excuse for future dumb shenanigans. Oh, I don't know. That was good. I just love how it's just immediately thrown into a trash can. Poor Megdi, but at the same time, that's Clucky. That's the Clucky we know. Is this communicator secure? Deer said he set up an encrypted comms channel that the AI won't be able to tap, so it should be secure. Oh, it's connected. Megdi, can you hear? If you had called any later, I would have counted you out. See you at the save point. With some of the fully functional language module on the line, Herbsy promptly shoves the communicator into Vector's hand. Clucky, it's me, Vector. Let's cut straight to the chase. Have they briefed you on the situation? Yeah, I'm all caught up. Eliminate the AI, recover our neural cloud, clear the game, and end the cycle. It's crucial you follow the exact order. If you clear the game first, you won't get back any of the stolen data. I suggest you obtain the purification solution first, so that you can clear the game right after killing the AI, thus minimizing time between those two steps and reducing the risk of having the plan derailed. Understood. Boom! Before she can finish, the sound of a building exploding and collapsing can be heard from the other end of the line. Clucky! Koshmar is coming! Why are you screaming your head off? Is your gun a prop? Koshmar? That Frankenstein gave herself a name that means nightmare. What a joke. I'm gonna turn this into her nightmare. Fierce gunfire erupts from the communicator, interwoven with piercing and anguished screams. The voice sounds somewhat familiar. Ah, don't just stand there, run! How are things on your end? The Frankenstein keeps coming after us. Need us to come back you up. Did you understand what I said? Vector, take your team B and get your hands on the purification solution. Megdi and I can keep Koshmar busy. Clucky, it's invaders ahead. Shut up and shoot. Vector? Understood. I'll be able to complete the mission. It's even funnier because Clucky actually loves Megdi. A three-dimensional image of the Research Institute building is displayed on the screen of Vector's watch. According to the topographical map and intelligence data provided by DIA, the Institute's security protocol has been fully activated. More than 75% of the building is damaged, so there are plenty of poorly defended openings. West Garage, where we are right now, is one of them. Have you got an entry route? I have planned 3 routes based on the distance, time, and number of enemies we will encounter. I personally recommend Route C, which is to go along the outer edge of the west corridor and the exterior of Zone Z, where there is a gap where the wall was blasted open. And after entering Zone Z from the gap, we turn right and travel for 200 meters, at which point we will come out across from some air raid passage that goes all the way down. We follow the air raid passage down to level LG10, crawl along the ventilation duct, there to the 5th window, and we will arrive right above the laboratory where the solution is stored. What's your reasoning for choosing this route? It's relatively safe. It's a little convoluted, but the defenses along the route are the weakest. We may run into security droids on the patrol near the gap leading into Zone Z, but that's it. As for the patrols within the lab, the enemies are in the open, while we have advantage of surprise, so they pose no threat at all. Wellrod plants a hand on her hip, looking the very picture of confidence. Wellrod, yes. You don't have to keep reiterating the loss of your neurodata. No, I just think you're capable of making detailed plans and have a commanding presence. You're more of a team leader than me. Huh? Please don't say that. You're great too, Vivi. There's no time to spare my feelings. I'm merely stating the facts. However, you haven't considered a potential problem. Go on, then. Vector points at herself. You? Elrod can't help but show a hint of surprise. Since I lack sufficient information on both you and Ruchi, it's impossible for me to assign roles and coordinate effectively based on your strengths and weaknesses. So I'd like to hand this over command of this operation to you. You mean I'm to be the team leader? You're a more suitable candidate under these circumstances. Despite the data loss, Vector appears more certain than usual. Is there a problem? Surely this won't be a challenge for you. Challenge or not, I will fulfill my responsibility. Following the entry route planned by Wellrod, Team B successfully reaches the ventilation duct just above the lab. They peer into the lab through the cracks of the vent. The room is unoccupied. Only a handful of equipment is still running and making rickety noise. No enemy units in sight, no sign of target item either. Once we're in there, Hopsy and Ruki will search for the solution. Make sure your respective search areas don't overlap. Vector and I will keep moving and be on the lookout. Roger that. The 4 dolls enter the laboratory through the vent. As Vector gets a better look at the layout of the lab, a certain fragmented scene flashes by quickly in her mural cloud. Evie, what's wrong? Ruchi asks, sensing her hesitation. The scene feels oddly familiar, like I've been here before. Familiar? Oh, you mean the simulation training you did this morning? It does look a little bit similar, but there's no hostage to be rescued this time. Simulation training. Have you also lost this part of your memory? You almost got in a big fight with Railrod because she didn't stick to the operation plan. Could you leave out that superfluous information? Railrod, who is standing guard nearby, suddenly coughs loudly. Have you found the solution? Guys, I think I've got... Harpsy calls out from one end of the laboratory. Next to her is an opened electronic cabinet with glass jars filled with green liquid neatly stacked inside. Wow, that's great! Just then, the alarm starts blaring. The door is blown right off the hinges and a large number of security droids surge in. Enemy targets spotted. They spotted us. Find cover. The group takes cover behind a large piece of equipment and bullets rain down like torrential storm, slamming into the machine with a deafening roar. Seizing the brief moment when the enemies are reloading, Olrod peeks out from the behind cover with her riot shield. However, after only a few shots, she's forced back under a hail of bullets. Dang it! The enemy units in the game actually share information with each other. The approaching enemies give no time for her to finish her sentence. Other than Harpsy, who's protecting the solution, the other 3 dolls desperately fight to keep the enemies contained within their barricade. There's no end to these droids. What if I draw their fire and you guys make a run for it through the vent? No, that would be sudden death for you, and quite frankly, you alone won't be able to stall them long enough for us to make it safely through. And think of another way, we can't do this all day. Our only chance is to clear a path with grenades and charge through the main entrance. The weight in Wellrod's hand is suddenly gone. When she looks up, Vector has already grabbed her riot shield and charged out of the cover. What are you doing, Vector? The enemies instantly shift their arm and unleash a relentless barrage towards Vector. Make for the vent. Ruchi, Hopsy, get the solution safely out of here. If you don't see us after more than 10 minutes, get to the base on your own. Wellrod grabs a discarded metal plate from the ground and holds it up in front of her. What about you? It's a game. Dying once is no big deal. Then she sprints towards Vector without a second thought. Why did you act without permission? I'm the team leader here. A thunderous explosion drowns out all other sounds. Several culture tanks and laboratories shatter on impact, sending torrents of incubation fluid surging out, knocking over every security droid. Rod loses her footing and nearly falls, but Vector, who anticipated this, catches her. Go! From the corner of her eye, Rod spots Ruchi and Harpsy already crawling into the ventilation duct. Without hesitation, Vector grabs Rod's hand and pulls her toward the exit of the lab. So you actually had a plan? Sorry, I know it's risky, but it was an opportunity that I had to seize. No, I should be the one to apologize. Oh my god, she's blushing? The glasses nerd is blushing. Okay, I need her too. You'll understand what I mean. When you have your neural data back. More sporadic gunshots can be heard from behind them. Looks like your culture fluid didn't get rid of enough of the vermin. How the turns have tabled. Dude, she's cute too. I'm so far, she splurches. So far, I am in love with 404B. Well, Rod, Harpsy, Vector. .404 is great. Well, Rod is a cutie. That she is. My British queen. My true British queen. Alright, y'all. Team B is a bunch of returning favorites. Yeah? Well, that's good, because they know exactly what to go for. Well, Rod is a closet chuny as well. Chuny or not, it matters not. I love her. How quickly we fall in love with new girls. It's a game. Dying in game doesn't matter. Sao opening starts playing. Having successfully acquired the purification solution and withdrawn from the research institute, Team B is now moving toward the northeastern corner of Ruina Crystallis under the cover of night as quickly as they can. Harpsy, can you contact Mekti and Clucky? The comms channel is still online, but nobody's answering. Keep the line open. Okay. Harpsy sends another comms request. Unlike before, when her requests were met with nothing but a long, tedious dial tone, the call is answered almost instantly. This is Harpsy. We've secured the purification solution and are heading towards Ruina Crystallis airbase. Purification solution? Since the signal's unstable, the speaker's face isn't shown on screen, but the voice belongs to neither Clucky nor Mekti. I see. I see. Huh? Wait for me. I'll be right there. The call is terminated. Harpsy looks over at Vector in alarm. That was neither Clucky or Mekti. It could only be Koshmar. And Mekti and Clucky must be in big trouble. It's pretty obvious from the call that Koshmar's on her way here. Even Clucky couldn't beat her, so what chances do we... Calm down. Worst case, she defeated Clucky and Mekti. But as long as we haven't cleared the game, the respawn cycle won't end. Once they respawn, they'll come back up. So don't worry too much about them. Who calls Sao Sao? Okay, wait, who calls it Sao? SAO, Sao? That's the quality? There were just the two of them, so they can't even utilize basic team formation. Their defeat was hardly unexpected. Now that we're all here, as long as we stay on our toes, defeating Koshma isn't entirely impossible. That's right. Besides, that's just the worst case scenario. What if things went down better than what we were assuming? Huh. Has the amnesia actually cured your paranoia? Say, maybe you should stay like this. Vector shakes her head. Whether it does any good or not, I need to recover all my memories of you. I don't want it to misplace any of it. I was just joking. Don't take it seriously. Why is there such an inviolable sense of rapport between you two now? What happened between you two? Nothing. Put a lid on your pointless curiosity. Marriage. 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 Ring. I can't put any more rings on her finger. Look, Vivi, is that the helicopter that GRG28 mentioned? A battered military helicopter sits on a small tarmac. A rectangular device is hanging from its tail. This should be it. Inspect the engine first. Make sure it is fit to fly. Okay. Ruchi climbs into the cockpit and inspects it. After a quick check, she hops back down. The engine's in good condition and there's plenty of fuel. The helicopter even has an autopilot function. Just then, the two manage to dodge the attack. The helicopter is now riddled with bullet holes in an instant. Oh my. Did I miss? The girl hovering mid-air lowers the gun to her hands, but the 7 guns floating around her remain trained on Vector and Ruchi. How can she control so many guns at once? Hang on, is she wielding my PP90? Next time, I'll take better aim, okay? Give me all your data, please. That way, I will be complete. Her voice is undoubtedly that of a young girl, yet it is light and airy, with an upward lilt tinged with mockery. Vector stares at her for a while, then she lets out a chuckle. Why are you laughing? No wonder Clucky called you Frankenstein. Frankenstein? Your appearance, weapons, everything about you stems from Mechty and my neural data of the 8 of us. Vector shows no fear of her weapons. She paces before Koshmar with deliberate ease. Still hovering midair, Koshmar follows Vector's movements and turns her body slowly. Even if you read all of our neural data and sees our frames, you'll never be perceived as a complete doll or a new Koshmar. You're a complete amalgamation of patchwork parts. You don't actually even exist, let alone have the ability to be complete. I don't exist? I will never be complete. That's right. You don't exist. Well, Rot. All of a sudden, Vector ducks down and the sharp crack of gunfire erupts from behind Koshmar. Bullets tear through their limbs and abdomen. Caught off guard, Koshmar immediately flies up and dodges the attack from behind. When she turns and spots Welrod and Harpsy firing at her from behind the helicopter, her face contorts in fury. You ambushed me! Just reciprocating the courtesy you showed our friends. I want to have my own frame, just like the rest of you. I want to experience the outside world. I can have my own data. All this time, it's all me. Koshmar lets out an anguished shriek. The floating guns around her start spinning wildly in all directions. Spread out. Amidst the chaos, a stray bullet strikes the purification solution that had been strapped to Harpsy's arm, sending the glass container tumbling. The fluorescent green liquid instantly catches Koshmar's attention. The purification solution! She halts her reckless barrage and aims her gun at the container. Oh no! Vector lunges to shield the container, but Koshmar has already pulled the trigger. The bullet shoots straight toward Vector's head. Vivi, look out! The loud noise is followed by a dreadful silence. Vector opens the eyes, the glass container in her arms intact, and she is met with a dreaded, "You died" text. And that gunshot. Holy heck, what kind of ultimate kill stealer are you? You managed to hit an airborne bullet. Jesus, Clucky shot a bullet in midair. What a boss. Starting from tomorrow, you're adding 200 shots to your dynamic target practice. I was complimenting you. Ow! Hearing the familiar voices coming from behind, Vector turns and sees Clucky landing gracefully after vaulting over the railing alongside a stumbling Mechty. Vivi, are you alright? Yeah, I'm fine. Vector grips the container tightly, her fingers still trembling. You're okay, then get up right now. This fight isn't over yet. Despite how creepy she looks, I kind of want to make her a frame. Is it because she's a young girl and will you collect daughters? Ew.
Wipe her out. Will's daughters, yes. Innocence comes from ignorance. It's just a clucky groan simulator right now. Oh! She can't take any more damage. Are you winning, son? As much as I can. Interesting. She can't be hurt by AoE anymore. 176! Jesus! Bushmar has a force field that goes down the moment all the arms die. Okay, that makes sense. And death. What I could tell during the supplies mission of her boss fight, her health bar is tied to her summon guns. Koshmar cannot withstand the combined power of the 6 dolls. The floating guns around her shatter one by one. At last, she can hold out no longer. She plummets from midair, hitting the ground with a brutal thud, and becomes motionless. Clucky steps forward, firing a couple of rounds into her body just to be sure. After confirming no further movement, she signals the others, and one by one they emerge from cover. Is it over? But the helicopter got shot into Swiss cheese, so what do we do now? Barad, Ruchi, check the status of the helicopter. If it's not usable, we'll check the other aircraft. No way this helicopter is the only functional aircraft on the entire air base. There's actually a distinct possibility. Ow! Why did you bong me on the head? Shut up already. Go with Vector and recover your neural data. Koshmar will be back after she respawns. Haven't we destroyed all the nearby save points while we were on the way here? She won't get here anytime soon. If you think you can escape your punishment in reality, you're being delusional. Any more procrastination will only double your punishment. Mekti pouts and shuffles closer to Koshmar. Strange. Why can't I Whoa! Koshmar, who's been lying motionless on the ground, suddenly lifts her head. Mekti yelps and jumps back in a fright. But Koshmar ignores Mekti entirely. Instead, she turns and bolts towards Vector, who's holding the purification solution. Her movement swift and her intent crystal clear. Ruchi and Melrad, who have been inspecting the helicopter nearby, are drawn by the commotion by Mekti's startled cry. Tuh! Clucky and Vector are the first to react. Without hesitation, they draw their guns and open fire on Koshmar. A fresh burst of bullets completely severs Koshmar's already dangling left arm, but she doesn't even flinch. With her still functional right hand, she brushes across a shadowy, decorative mask on the side of her right thigh. Electronic currents crackle around her. Then, with a flash of white light that illuminates the darkness, the shadow solidifies into a drawn blade. Without slowing, she lunges at Vector with the weapon. Not fair, not fair, it's not fair! If I'm stuck here, you're not leaving either. Crud! There's no time to dodge. The raised blade gleams coldly towards the moonlight, under the moonlight. A small figure suddenly barrels into Koshmar from the side, knocking her away from Vector. Vector immediately seizes fire, but not before a stray bullet strikes the body of Koshmar's assailant. You! Koshmar instinctively clamps down on the doll who crashed into her, and in the struggle, her blade veers slightly before plunging downward with full force. Ugh! Mekti! Dang it, this is supposed to be a game, so why does this hurt like a bleep? Mekti collapses like a marionette with its strings cut, her form dissolving into scattered fragments of light. Gosh darn it. Your save point is so far away. Guess I'm not coming back. Hector, I'll be waiting for you in the future. The light completely fades away. Don't just stand there, attack her! Shoot her to bits! At Clucky's sharp command, another hail of bullets rain down on Koshmar. Bullets tear through and riddle her body. As Clucky gives the final order,
Koshmar's body gradually breaks into smaller and smaller fragments. Ah! Ah! Koshmar's anguish screams fade, and at the same time the fragments of her body begin to glow. Stop. The dolls cease their attack. The broken pieces dissolve, unraveling into delicate threads of light that peel away from Koshmar's remains. The strands unravel faster and faster, until wisps of soft luminescent blue surge into the air, forming a vast ocean of light above the base. Part of the glowing tide drifts into the distance, while the rest rushes straight towards Vector, flowing into her body. That's... The waves of the light flood Vector's mind. She can't help but bend forward, sinking to her knees. That's beautiful! In front of her, 4 hands overlap. Flowing the arms upward, she sees familiar features begin to take shape on 2 once blank faces. The fragments have returned to their rightful place. My neural data. Vector looks up towards the sky. There is no more trace of Koshmar. The members of Team B rush up to her. Evie, how do you feel? Did it work? Have you regained your memory? It's okay. We've still got neural backups. Vector breathes in deeply and takes Ruchi and Walrod's hands. I got everything back. I'm just a bit disoriented. Thank goodness. Ruchi embraces Vector tightly, while Rod and Harpsy looks visibly relieved. Does anyone remember there's a second phase in our operation? If you want to fight Frankenstein again, by all means keep the group bonding session going. Oh right, we have more important things to do. Ruchi hastily lets go of Vector. Evie, I just checked with Walrod. Even though the helicopter got shot full of holes, it's still functional. Even the autopilot still works. The world full of video games is miraculous. However miraculous it is, I've had enough of it. Vector holds out the glass container that she's been protecting in her arms. In that case, see you in a bit. No residual anomalous data in the neural module. No data conflicts or losses detected. All modules are operating normally. Right. Okay, Harpsy, you can go ahead and destroy the plugin. Make sure you leave no backup, alright? Sure. Now the crisis has been averted. Can I log off? Got other things to attend to. Go then. Deer's image disappears from the terminal screen. I glance back at Mekti and Vector, who just climbed out of their repair pods. Then I pat Clucky on the shoulder. Don't get worked up. Just take it easy, yeah? I'll keep it under control. Clucky clears her throat and fixes her gaze firmly on the 2 dolls. You may explain yourselves now. I'm listening. Well, it's as you saw. And what exactly did I see? Don't be nervous. Talk me through it slowly. We have all the time in the world. Or would you like a drink to soothe your vocal module? Should I fetch in Doris? Don't be like that. If you want to snap or shout at me, just do it. Otherwise, I'll still feel like I'm in the virtual world. Besides, you know I can't drink coffee. Are you telling me what to do? No, not at all. I wouldn't dare. I just think I prefer the OG version of Clucky. If memory serves, that would be the one you called Tyrant Clucky. A chuckle slips out, earning me a mildly disapproving glance from Clucky. I was wrong, Clucky. I shouldn't have asked Harpsy to create the plugin without permission. What else? And I shouldn't mix training and games. Clucky, please don't be like that. Clucky tilts her chin up and shoots Mekti one more sharp, murderous glare before turning to the trembling Harpsy, just as she is about to speak. Vector interrupts her. If I run a tighter ship, this wouldn't have happened. As the leader of Team B, I bear full responsibility for this incident. I will submit a complete review and self-reflection before dawn. Are you planning on taking the blame for Harpsy? No, but at the end of the day, this all happened because I failed to discipline my team members properly. This is Team B's management issue. Let me handle it. Clucky gazes at Vector, then glances at the members of Team B hanging their heads behind her. Remember to include your proposed solution to the problem in your review. Understood. Mekti, you're coming to the shooting range with me. Shooting range? At this hour? It's late. No, it's my punishment. Can't we leave it till tomorrow? Clucky reaches into her pocket and pulls out a small switch. It is compact with a round button resting on her fingertip. Mekti immediately flails her head in panic. I'll come. I'm coming, all right? Then I'll be going with Mekti. Shiki-kun, would you like to join us? I understand the meaningful look Clucky is giving me. She wants Vector to handle Team B's internal affairs on her own. Vector might find it awkward if you stay. At the same time, My instincts tell me this is the moment for Vector to reach a consensus with her team. Can she really do it? I look at her, both worried and hopeful. At that moment, the still inexperienced team leader meets my gaze and gives me a firm nod. Sure, I'll come too.
What? Even the Shiki-kan will be supervising me?
We'll see if you dare to slack off again with 2 pairs of eyes watching. Now let's go.
Clucky takes the lead, pulling Mekti towards out the door. As I walk past Vector, I give her a reassuring pat on the shoulder. She looks up at me with silent understanding. Even in joke events, we get serious oh heck. The footstep in the hallway gradually fade into the distance, and remaining members of Team B let out a collective sigh of relief. I was so scared. I didn't dare speak at all.
I'm not surprised, you scatty cat.
Think you were any better. You're also staring at your toes and avoiding Clucky's eyes yourself. I was resting my eyes. I seriously wonder how the members of Team 8 hang out with Clucky on a daily basis. Thank goodness our Vivi is so much more approachable. Thank you, Vector, for stepping in when Clucky was about to dress me down. I didn't know what to say at all.
No, I wasn't trying to defend you.
Huh?
Even though I sensed that something wasn't right, I didn't insist on putting a stop to it, and your disregard for the rules and protocols is all because I did not set a good example. I must take full responsibility for everything that happened.
We didn't disregard. Seeing that Velrod still intends to argue the point, Vector cuts her off firmly.
Disregard is exactly what it is.
Vector's gaze does not waver this time. She looks Velrod straight in the eye without any of her usual moroseness.
Velrod, this is no small matter. Strictly following protocols and abiding by rules are foundation of team's ability to function effectively.
But procedures and rules shouldn't be so stagnant.
Even if they need to be adjusted, changes made must be thoroughly tested. Otherwise, they'll end up like the chandelier crashing down in the middle of battle, hindering the team or worse, hurting someone. Do you understand, Velrod?
An awkward silence fills the training room again. Vector lets out a soft sigh.
Then again, maybe using what happened on the battlefield as an analogy isn't very appropriate. In combat, you don't always have time to react or test a strategy. Sometimes spontaneous actions can turn the tide of battle more effectively than rigidly sticking to a plan. Now that I've been in your position, I realize when the moment comes, I should be able to rely on my judgment as well. I shouldn't have been so quick to attribute your actions to blind desire to score highly, nor should I have rushed to justify my own actions as the best solution. I'm sorry, Velrod. That was my mistake.
The air grows still for a moment as she looks at Vector's apologetic eyes. Velrod slowly speaks. Back at the lab, when you suddenly rushed forward and shouted the culture tanks, it really caught me off guard. Did you ever stop to think whether your riot shield could withstand the impact? Did you know what was in those tanks? What if we had been knocked over by the liquid too? These questions hit me all at once, and I just got really, really mad. And then I thought, maybe this is exactly how you felt when you saw me shoot down this chandelier. Then, when we were discussing the simulation training afterwards, I didn't take your reasoning and standpoint into consideration. All I cared about was defending my own judgment. As Velrod continues, her face turns gradually red and her voice grows a little abashed. So, you don't have to take all the blame so eagerly. I'm not. Alright, let's summarize things. Following the plan is important, but adaptability is just as crucial. If that's all we write down in a conclusion, I doubt Clucky will be able to accept it. Then what do we do?
Maybe we can approach it like this. From now on, during every after-action review, we had a situational thought exercise. Using the battlefield map from the mission, we analyze and discuss the potential unexpected actions that each team member might take.
We don't always encounter the same scenarios.
The goal of this exercise isn't to rehearse specific scenarios, but to develop a better understanding of each other's tendencies in combat. That way, when someone makes a sudden move in the field, we won't waste valuable time being surprised, or worse, let emotions get in the way. We can't control the ever-changing battlefield, so we have to learn to adapt.
Oh, I see.
After all, when we're in the battlefield, opportunities wait for no one.
Seeing the amusement in Vector's eyes, Velrod raises an eyebrow.
I think this is doable, and your paranoia, well, it's not entirely baseless.
I also think it's worth a try.
Then, once my proposed solution gets approved, we can begin our new training sessions. Before that, Harpsy.
Yes!
Having her name suddenly called, Harpsy jolts, her cat tail sticking straight up. You're also required to write self-reflection. Furthermore, due to the lack of proper respect and rules for protocols, along with poor judgment, starting from now, everyone, including myself, will conduct a full revision of 404's Code of Conduct. I expect to see everyone's review and report on previous training sessions in my mailbox by dawn. Am I understood?
Yes.
Looking at the now motivated team, Vector lets out a small sigh of relief. I suppose I did the right thing. My teammates and I have finally reached a consensus, Shiki-kan. Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Outside, the night has deepened, but the lights in the Elmo's training room remain bright, just like every other night Team B spends hard at work. And yet, tonight feels different. With the mission cut short, Byoka returns to her room after signing off, and she flops onto the bed with a disappointed sigh. Staring at the photo of Clucky on the ceiling, she puffs out her cheeks in frustration. What's up with that client? I was supposed to have at least 72 hours of uninterrupted time with Big Sis Clucky. Now that we're back at the base, she's run off to hang out with Mekti again. Byoka throws a few half-hearted punches at her training sandbag. Her picture of Mekti is taped. Mekti, the biggest obstacle to my bond with Big Sis. There's a notification on her terminal. They're sending me a message at this hour. This is a photo. In the photos and video clip on her screen, two figures can be seen leaning closely together. Not just anyone, it's her and Clucky. I have no idea what this is, but Big Sis Clucky looks so cute making this face. Byoka presses the replay again and again, watching the clip over and over, completely absorbed. It takes her a moment to even remember to check the sender's name. Sender is Mekti? What does she mean by this? She hesitates briefly in confusion. The moment her eyes land on the video again, she can't help but giggle. Who cares? Just for today, you can be the witness of love and friendship between Big Sis, Clucky, and me, Mekti. So, despite how mean Byoka is to Mekti sometimes, Mekti did her a favor and sent her the video. You love to see it. Head empty Byoka. I just love that. What does she mean by this? Oh, goodness gracious. I can't believe we got through all of Escape from Cyborg, but I couldn't really stop. I love these. I love Wellrod and Harpsy. They're so cute. Freaking waifus! Supporting the stalker's hobbies, let's go. Because Mekti doesn't care, she'd much rather Byoka occupy Clucker time. Perfect. Perfect. That's exactly what I needed. Hello, Reaper. Welcome, welcome. If Clucker is occupied, she can play Monon. So you're telling me she plays Monster Hunter now? Let's see. Vector first, Clucky, Mekti, Sebrina, and Sumi. The story was fun and interesting, showing more T-dolls outside of the SKK crew. I liked it a lot, mainly because I found myself falling in love with brand new dolls. She plays all kinds of games. But does she play Mon Hunter? Din din. And they get increasingly irritated by fighting a Ridley lookalike. She's so cute. Been very unlucky on GFL2. I failed multiple 50-50s on the banner. I'm sorry to hear that.
That's always rough. Vivi sometimes hides her Molotovs. I like this outfit a lot. It's really cute. It's also $10. Namely because it's OG. So this is her OG look. They brought her OG in with this one. Her OG school uniform, I see. $10 way better than Nikkei 20 or 60? Yeah, but I don't pay for Nikkei either. Middle column is her GFL Halloween outfit. I see. Wait, so are they slowly going to, Are they slowly going to just give you the, ability to get their old skins through this? That's kind of a nice way to do it. The third one is her OG school uniform. Like Vivi and the current new doll skin, a lot of throwbacks, which is nice for veterans. Kyoza's dress is her GFL1 dress. Even before he got her OG outfit in CN and Cat Lady 2, she got her OG beta look. I see. They really are going to probably try to bring back some of the GFL1 skins for sure. It is cute. It is cute. I'll give you guys that. Vector's too cool in her regular outfit. I don't really like her school uniform. Well, she gets glasses in her school uniform. Thereby, every opinion is invalid. Glasses are perfection. Lucky race outfit is a reimagine of her GFL1 race outfit? Is that so? But yes. Oh, my eye. I don't know. I think the cat ear glasses is what really makes it nice for her. But yes, Escape from Cyborg. It was a really good event overall. I enjoyed Escape from Cyborg. It introduced me to Squad 404B, and I freaking fell in love with 2 of them already. Absolutely need them in this game, and it was well written and well paced. I'm really liking each event that they release. I'm actually surprised I got through all of it. And of course, I'm surprised I picked up whole new loves in GFL. I thought it would just be Yuhi, but no. I picked up brand new loves with God, I forgot her name already. Vector being one of my more new loves, alongside needing Harpsy and what's it called? Harpsy and... oh my gosh, I already forgot her name. Well, Rod. Next event is either Zhaohui or Yuhi. Hopefully it's Yuhi. I would love to get my Yuhi. Zhaohui would... I probably would skip Zhaohui, to be honest. But yes, well, Rod. Oh, yeah, this is adorable. I'll give you guys that. This is adorable. But it's also 10 bucks. All right, guys, I am going to wrap up stream for today. So let's go ahead and get this wrapped up. That was a good time. I had a good time. Well, Rod or weirdo. All right, y'all. So I want to thank you guys for being here, as you guys are the best part of every single stream, and I greatly appreciate each and every single one of you. Tomorrow I'm going to be playing some DBL, so please consider stopping by for that. Otherwise, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and a wonderful rest of your week. Take care, everyone, and bye-bye for now.